Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, November the 22nd, 2018. It's another Technical Alpha podcast. We've got, after a few weeks of really solid news coming through, we've got a thin week, but don't worry. Jeff and I are both exhausted, cranky, and that means we can talk about just about damn near anything, as long as it's in circles, for long periods of time. Hope everyone's doing well. Mr. Black, how are you doing today?
Tired and cranky.
Good. So am I.
No, I went to the doctor's today. The last couple days my ears were ringing. Basically nonstop. It was starting to
the tinnitus was real.
The tinnitus was very real.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, man, maybe my hearing's starting to go, or like maybe I really have this tinnitus shit and it's going to start really affecting me. Because
Right.
I've had headphones on forever now, listen to loud music. I've always like had TV up too loud and shit, and mom or Kayla would be like,
after this
turn it
ordeal,
down.
it's gonna be like are you gonna be cautious about things now?
So like I was streaming and I didn't have the music on my headphones. I was just playing with the speaker just on low. I was like, fuck. So anyway, I went to the doctor this morning just to see if they could take a look. They take a look. I have ear wax buildup to the point where they can't even see my eardrum or whatever,
which might be problematic.
Yeah. So basically, guys and gals out there, do not clean your ears with Q-tips. Because I've been cleaning my ears with Q-tips, and in the process, I have been stuffing little bits of wax over time to the bottom of my ear, and it caked up.
Yep.
And it got hard, so they had to had them described it as a douche for my ear.
It was basically an enema.
Yeah, so they just put water in this big tube and
Turkey baster
and just pumped it in my ears, and they did that this ear only took like 3 squirts. This one was like 7 or 8, and then literally like 2 chunks of earwax. It was nasty. It came out of my ear. Once I came out, I feel like right now I have superpowers. Like when I'm moving around
you're hearing
I'm
everything.
I'm hearing the fabric
that you just
that I
haven't
just
heard.
never heard for a long time. So
it's going to bring new life to your audio recordings. Now you're going to actually hear what I
actually
need
sound
to hear.
But yeah, I'm not hearing any ringing. So I think basically what was happening is that was the problem, and hopefully that was the problem. And they told me how to properly clean my ears so that I don't do that again. But I just want to let everybody know, stop using Q-tips to clean your ears.
It's not what they're made for.
It's not. I actually thought that's what they were made for.
No,
that's legit what I thought they were designed to do. And no. And
even if they were designed for it, don't do it anyway. Says pretty much literally every doctor who knows more about it than you do. So just stop.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get Gabs to stop. She's been doing it her whole life. She hasn't had any issues yet. Just
stop now.
Stop.
Take it from me.
She's not going to.
Yeah, take it from me. That process where they're squirting shit in your ears, it's not a fun feeling.
No,
it's not. It doesn't hurt, but man, it is weird. It's like going underwater and you got water in your ears, but it's being blasted in there.
Yeah,
it's not a good time, and it's dangerous. Like she's like,
you could fuck up your eardrum.
She was like, there is a risk to doing this thing where you could hurt your ears. She's like, I've been doing this a long time, so I'll try not to fuck your ears up, but there's always a risk. It's kind of like every time you go under there's under
always
the
a
knife,
risk you don't come back.
There's
up.
Always a risk you do not wake up.
No,
so yeah, don't do that.
Happens.
Take it from me.
Happens. My earwax has been perfectly normal this week, so I haven't experienced any horrible issues.
That's good.
Which has been nice. This week for me has just been read over the soon-to-be New York Times bestseller,
right. Yes,
and perennial holiday classic novel,
The Grind.
The Grind.
Yeah.
So I read that over it took me 2 days to go through and do my little part of editing for it. So I did that, and then a pro tip: it's a good book. You're going to want to have it if you are getting into streaming, or even if you're already into streaming. But you're wondering At the very least, so your bare minimum that a streamer that's gotten in the game and has any kind of success, this is my take on it, has any kind of success, but they only started streaming, let's say, in the last 2 years. Because there's lots of streamers that have only started in the last 2 years that are actually quite big now. Because 2 years is more than enough time for people to
if you haven't made it in 2 years,
successful.
I'm not saying it can't happen.
And I don't mean like and make it is different for everyone, but I mean
suppose.
there are people that have done 2 years and now they've got like
Yes.
1,500, 2,000 viewers, which is definitely classifying.
Oh,
as
you've made
making
it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you gave examples of what it was like when this first started, and making it
Is
then
different.
is way different than making it now.
Yeah.
And the lessons that we would have learned when we were starting, when it was just Justin TV and taking over what we learned from YouTube, there's definitely still some stuff that you can glean from and make use of, even if you came up in the more recent environment of the Twitchosphere. So yeah, it was good, and then that thing's aiming to hopefully end of the first week of December.
December 4th is going to be the release. You can pre-order the ebook now. I'll have a link in the description of the video if you want to pre-order just the ebook. But in terms of the physical copy and the audiobook, that can't be done until the final version of it. So basically how Amazon works is the ebook you can just put up, and then you can edit the ebook all the way up until the release. So even though the ebook isn't uploaded on Amazon, you can actually create a pre-order. Unfortunately, you can't do that for a physical copy. So you actually have to submit. You only can submit your manuscript once it's completely finished. Everything is good. Once that's done, then you can do pre-orders. And that's why I got Adam, somebody that outside of my editor, to proofread what we got. Adam did a great job. He went through a lot of things. I changed a couple of things that he suggested, and then of course he found a lot of different spelling mistakes or grammar things like that. Because my editor's American, so sometimes there'd be like Canadian ways of spelling something and then American ways. So we wanted to make sure that it's all, it's. Adam went to town. Like Adam went on this. I
edited it like I'd edit my own book.
Yes.
Why in the fuck would you not?
Which was great, right? The reality is the people that are likely going to read my book aren't going to be as anal as what Adam was. But it is very, very nice to now have not only a professional editor and then Adam, who could pass as a professional editor, trust me, and then have my professional editor again go over the changes that we made. It's going to be nice to have a completely sound book.
If you're going to put out a book,
may as well do it right, right?
It better be done properly.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than going through all of the effort and financial whatever to self-publish, only to have a book put out and have it be just riddled with, grammatical errors and stuff. Because even if somebody doesn't necessarily know that, for example, a sentence structure isn't supposed to be that way, they're used to reading it the proper way.
Of course.
So they'll read it and it feels weird to them. They don't look at it and know exactly why it's weird, but it makes
I'll be honest too, like
to read.
the way I wrote the book, I just wrote it how I thought it, right? So
I said, it's a stream of conscious. So
you
were
right?
going to Tim Hortons and
I was just
slamming it out,
putting whatever
and
was on my mind.
Very conversational language.
Yeah.
And very
But the
conversational
reason why
structure.
is because I knew I was going to create an audiobook.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I knew that when I did the audiobook, that it'd be
so
much easier for me to read,
absolutely.
right? Because
absolutely.
I'm dyslexic and like it's just
100%.
It's just how that's going to be a struggle in itself. And then I also knew that my point would get across even more so as I'm talking, because I can add inflections and really pipe down on certain things, right?
Yeah.
And I envision most of the people that are going to buy my book are going to do it via audiobook, because the way these people, most of us nerds, consume content is usually verbal, like through sound or through visual. Not saying that I'm sure there's going to be tons of people that will buy the ebook, and some people have already pre-ordered it, but I was figuring that, okay, I should probably put the most effort into the other stuff. But it's going to be nice that it's going to be sound the whole way through.
Yes.
By this time next week, so by the next podcast, I'll actually officially be able to say, okay, if you want to go and pre-order the physical copy, hopefully the audiobook will be done by then.
Yes.
Then go ahead and do it. But right now, it's just the ebook. And I'll leave a link in the description. I will say, if you wanted a physical copy, I set up a deal on Amazon that if you buy the physical copy, which is going to be going for $12.99, then you can get the ebook for $2. So it's like a combo pack. But if you just
Black Friday sales,
yes,
act now.
But if you just wanted the ebook, it's $6.99. And then if you just wanted the physical copy, then it's $12.99. And an audiobook, I don't know yet. That's just going to be like one Audible credit. The cool thing about it is if you don't already have Audible, hold up, because when you publish a book, there's this thing like when you create the audio files and you upload it and you do your own thing, they give you a unique link that if somebody out there that has never used Audible, I can send you my personal link for the book, and then you can have it for free for signing up on Audible.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be a great way for anybody that doesn't already have Audible to get it for free.
Yeah.
So
100%.
That's it.
Fantastic.
But I'll update you guys next week when we have the official.
We will have more.
When it's officially done.
Officially. But yeah, so I did that for a couple of days, and then last night I put together a list and bought the list of computer parts for the computer that I'm building for Mom and Dad for Christmas, because they asked me to build one for them. I'm not paying for the computer, but they wanted me to build the computer for them. And so I did that, and then Gab's computer stuff is coming, so I've got 2 computers to build over the next probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Fun.
So that'll be something to do. They'll be my first Ryzen builds. Both of them are Ryzen computers, AMD computers. So we'll have a good time with that. And Mom and Dad's are actually the Ryzen 2400G, which is an APU. So it's a graphics. It has their onboard graphics is just on the CPU die. And it's pretty impressive, if I'm going to be honest. It smokes Intel's offering in the same space. You can actually do some kind of reasonable gaming just on this chip.
Okay.
Somebody had 1080p 60 Battlefield 5.
Damn.
Now, mind you, a lot of stuff was turned down to like a low, setting or whatever. But just the fact that they could even get to that's
impressive.
Is kind of impressive. So like if you're somebody that does games that are more like an indie game or something like that, or if you're doing card games or point and click adventure stuff or whatever, not triple A, Witcher 3 blockbuster whatever, then you're
golden.
You're golden.
Yeah.
And the chip for Canadian dollars, $209.
Oh, that's a steal.
So you get a good CPU with 4 cores, 8 threads, plus graphic capabilities to do some reasonable gaming with for $209 Canadian dollars.
That's a great deal.
It's pretty fucking crazy. So that's what we're building their computer with. So that'll be fun. So did that as well, and then last night I finally got to hop back in and play some games for the first time in a few days, and played some more No Man's Sky just to chill. There's a new update, actually, we'll briefly mention later on in the podcast today for No Man's Sky. But otherwise, that was pretty much my week. And now for the week in games. Whee! Hey, Jeff. This is great. You know what's great about this week is we're both tired and grumpy, and most of the shit we're going to talk about this week plays right into bullshit. So it's like, if you came here for some uplifting news this week,
it's not happening.
Wrong place.
It's not happening.
Artifact.
Oh,
we finally got the beta reached the hands of those who got keys through whatever means that was, and we started seeing content come out from the big names. Kriparian and the boys started playing the game and doing their sponsored videos and all that stuff. Just getting paid big money
to shill out this fucking shit ass fucking. Never mind.
Wait, don't get that ham yet. We got to build up to that.
Okay.
We got to build up to it. Okay. So Artifact comes out for this what they're calling is a public beta, which is bullshit because it's just it's a closed beta. They're choosing basically who has it, and then a select few other people through other means have gotten the beta. But it's public in that they're letting people see it, I guess is how they're phrasing this.
Yes, they removed the
NDA.
The NDA or whatever you want to call it so that people can stream it.
The embargo.
There it is.
So so we're getting streams and videos for it. That's really all it is. It's still a closed beta. And most people, unfortunately, that are reading it as public beta, they're assuming that means
They can play.
it's an open beta.
It's not.
And now when they find out they can't, so poor word choice. Probably should have just stuck with closed beta and just lifted the embargo to see streams and left it at that, but they didn't. But that's the least of their worries, because a lot of people were particularly upset with the fact that this game is, bar none, that I can think of off the top of my head, the most not only pay to win, but it's pay to play in just about every significant way that you could imagine a card game to be. Not only do you pay to get the base game, so just to have access to the game.
$20.
$20 for that. Only card game I can think of in a while that has actually charged a base rate to get in.
Yeah.
Hearthstone didn't do it.
No.
Magic the Gathering Arena doesn't do it.
No. That's pretty much
none
it.
of the card games really, or at least none of the big card games.
None of the relevant card
None
games.
of the that's the important word. None of the relevant card games.
And there's a reason why.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're relevant. So anyway, $20 to get in on the show. Then you get in and you find out that the only way to earn cards, including a lot of the starting heroes, is to buy them in booster packs.
Yes.
For, what is it?
$2.50 a pack, I do believe.
Okay.
Can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe
somewhere in that neighborhood.
And I thought because I actually played the game, unlike you.
Yeah, I didn't. I
thing.
just watched Crip's stuff, and I watched a bunch of streams because I didn't want to spend money to play, or even have to think about the fact that I was going to have to spend money to play it. So I just watched it. But yeah, so what is your hot take on Artifact from a playing perspective? Like, if we ignore all the bullshit, is the game even all that fun?
No.
As a game, okay.
No.
All right.
And hey, it's just my opinion, right?
Just
like,
your opinion. Yeah, other people might find it fun.
This is just
of
my
course.
opinion.
Yes.
All right. So and listen, guys, before anybody goes, oh well, Jeff, you're being biased or whatever. I was on this podcast for the last several weeks
waiting for
this game.
Yeah, both of us were pretty interested in it.
I had watched minimum 10 hours of footage on YouTube videos and shit like that over the course of the last couple of months on Artifact, probably to the realm of 15 to 20 hours, really, of just like laying in bed, watching stuff, just kind of getting hyped, right? And I get a key from somebody from the community, which I appreciate the key, and sitting there playing StarCraft. And then finally, it was available. A bunch of people in the EU got it first because they're ahead time zone.
Of course, yeah.
So I finally get it. I'm excited. Put it in. Let's do the good first.
Great.
Let me get because there's some good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest thing that I've noticed that is great that they've done that Magic hasn't done, that Hearthstone hasn't done, is the quality of game in terms of the production. The music in it is incredible. The voice acting is incredible, and there is voice acting for every card, and you can click on each individual card, and there's a story, like lore for each base. I haven't seen a card yet that didn't like any like say there's a fucking two-headed horse or something.
Yeah.
You could click play on that, and you'd hear like, oh, I am a two-headed horse, and I will kill Azeroth or some shit, right? I'm just, it's not WoW, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it's cool. Like, you can kind of get lost just in that, and you're just like, shit, what is this card?
Yeah,
what is this
course.
card?
Yeah.
So that's incredible. And you could spend hours, you could literally spend hours just sitting there listening to all this stuff. So that's a cool thing. Trying to think of what else is there? The music, the production.
So the production is good.
The production's incredible.
Okay, so we've established
it beats both.
Which I also agree with everything because I didn't play it. Watching it, it's one of the first things you notice. Gabs walked in the room, she saw it, she comments immediately on the little character that jumps around
looks
with
cool.
you and stuff.
He's cute.
It
looks cool.
Looks great.
Looks cool.
Sounds great. Looks great.
Now gameplay wise, is basically a card MOBA. That's what it is. It's 3 lanes, just like in Dota.
Yep.
You got to take out 2 towers. once a player takes out 2 towers, you could take out the left tower twice. You could take out the left and middle, the left and right, the right and middle. Doesn't matter. 2, it's over. Okay, sure. Dude, it is the most, and it's not because I'm stupid. It's not because I can't grasp what's going on. There is so much shit in this game that it's this game, and I'm calling it right now.
Yeah.
This game will never, ever, 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 and even if it dials back 50% from where it is now, which it won't, this will never be a mainstream game. This will never be a popular like this. This is so far from casual. This is basically if you took StarCraft,
okay,
and added another StarCraft. It's like if you took StarCraft 2, but you used Brood War mechanics, right? You know, you don't see the hotkeys. You don't even know they're there. They're just, you're just there. And if you find out, the skill cap is just, it's absolute. And listen, the game's new. So obviously once there's going to be a handful of great players and it might be cool to watch theoretically, but it is so hard to understand. It's just not easy to pick up. It's just not easy to pick up, which is why they problem.
Which is why they paid Kriparian to do a handful of intro videos to explain how this all works. It is
extremely difficult to play. Each like hero card has like 5 slots on it, and you can add armor to a card. You can add like spell to a card. You can add more HP, and then you can switch them out like old Final Fantasy. Remember old Final Fantasy?
It's like a junction system.
Yeah, like almost. You could add like ice and fire and different. Like there's all anyway. Not only that, but there's 3 lanes going, and you can use your hand for any lane. And then at the end of each turn, it fills like there's all kinds of shit going on. Like the end of a turn, and both players are done. It fills the board up with some creep or minions or whatever.
It's basically Dota the card game.
Yes,
so they were
and then
literals.
Yes. So it's like minions respawn and they're going towards your tower, right? But then it's all RNG based, where they're like who's attacking who. Like you just there's a huge RNG element to it, but not so much. Like there's so much skill involved that it's definitely a skill based game.
Sure, absolutely.
But there's still like a crazy RNG element to it that people that aren't like fucking. This is for like advanced chess players.
So is this game for obviously it's for the Dota community.
This is for borderline autistic people that like are gonna look at a game and go, "Holy fuck!" The possibility. It's like if you look at
or the people that get off on a game being complicated and ignore the fun factor, but they just want it to be really, really complicated so that they can say that they play and enjoy
the most complicated game. It's like Dota, right?
That's what I was getting at.
Yes, the most complicated MOBA, right?
So that they can,
the fuckboys play League, right?
Sit up on.
The fuckboys play Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Well, the real fucking elitists, they play Dota or they play Artifact, right? You almost have to be, like I said, it's like borderline autistic. Like you have to look at the shit like you know how some people just look at numbers and they just see equations and fucking like, you know, you see the shit in movies where some super smart guy like looks at something and like there's like fucking numbers and lines and shit going on. That's what this game is, man. It's really that, and it's impressive like what they've made in terms of like how in depth it is, but it's almost like they're stepping on their own foot on how just ridiculously in depth this game can be. And you know what? To those that are going to enjoy it, that's for you. Like, cool. For those that get off on that, this is going to be a great game for you.
Absolutely.
But here's the kicker. It costs a fuck ton of money. So you better have a wallet the size of fucking Bill Gates if you want to get into this. It's like it's taking the Magic the Gathering card game, not the arena.
No, just the paper
just
card
the
game,
paper card game,
which is expensive.
Which is very expensive.
Yeah.
But they're taking that element and they're just adding it onto their game so that not only do you have to pay to play a very hard game to understand, but you also have to...
You know what this is? This is what this is. You get into Magic the Gathering, you enjoy it. New round of cards comes out, and new meta decks come into play, and you have to buy... If you want to be competitive, you end up buying into one of the meta decks.
Yeah.
So you go and you buy it, and that could be anywhere from... a budget deck could be in the like around $200 range.
Yeah.
Then you can get up into like the $700 range for a deck.
Yes.
So you pay for somewhere in there.
Yes.
So that for this season, you have a meta deck that you can, go and enjoy playing some Magic competitively and not just necessarily for shits and giggles, which is fun. So you do that, and then you go down to the local GameStop or game store to play some Magic with the local Magic community. It's Magic Night.
Yes.
You show up, and then when you get there, you sit down, and before either one of you plays, somebody comes over and goes, guys, I'm going to need you to give me $10 right now.
Yes. That's it.
And then every other draft that you do,
yes,
you're paying another $10.
So here's
Which personally, at least here in Halifax, anyway, to my knowledge, any trading card game, when they just get usually the way that these shops even survive is that you open it up for people to come by and play casually because they're buying the cards at your store.
Yes.
So you don't sit there and go, guys,
yes.
I like that you're here, and I really thank you for buying these cards, but I'm going to need you to hook me up with a 5 sheet.
That's it.
So that you can play this game right now.
Yes.
So you're buying the deck and you're paying for every competitive round that you're really getting into in the game from a draft perspective.
So that was and I probably played 4 games. Right, and they're long games. They can be really, really long games, like a MOBA. Right,
yeah, of course
it can get long, and this is coming from
especially based on the deck that the people are using.
This is coming from a scrub that just like loaded it up and used the pre-made deck that they give you.
You're surviving long enough for the game to be long.
Yes, and it's so hard, dude. I lost to a computer, like in the tutorial. I won the first game. I lost the second one. Like I just flat out lost because that's how fucking tough the game is. So anyway, that's cool. Okay, the game's hard, Jeff. Yeah, it's not probably for me. It's a little bit too. It's like Magic is kind of like where I would be, where it's free to play. You get a lot of cards for playing it. It's very in depth. There's a skill cap for sure in the game, and it's challenging. This is this is on to the 10th degree. So this is way harder. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now where do I hate the game? And this is why I think the game is going to fail.
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
Not only do I think the game is going to fail flat out just from being too hard, right? I just think
they're putting themselves in a niche within a niche within a niche.
Yes, and I think for that reason the game isn't going to be very successful.
Yeah.
At least not even remotely on the scale of. I mean, it's Valve. They got money. It's like Blizzard.
It's
if
whatever.
they want to keep StarCraft or Heroes of the Storm on life support,
fuck you
they
money.
can do it. They can just
yeah.
say fuck you, bitch. I'm running this shit for the 5 people that are enjoying it and playing it competitively, and we're going to do a yearly event and raise like $7 million for 4 fucking players.
Yeah.
And deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
it's fine.
Sure. But for the grand scheme of things, no, it's not going to fly, at least not in its current state. But here's the really shitty part. You pay $20 to play the game. Okay, fine. All right, cool. And honestly, the game's so hard that the people that want to play it are probably going to spend $20 to buy it anyway. So it's probably a good decision that they did make it pay to play, because who in the fuck in the right mind is the casuals they'll install that shit for free and never play it again, right? So they may as well get paid for the ones that are gonna play, because the player base is gonna be pretty low. Here's the problem. I know I've said that 4 times, but you cannot earn cards. You can't earn them, which means if you just want to play against a computer, if you just want to go on ladder and play people, there's no like dust or gold or enchanting dust or whatever the fuck you want to call it that you can gather up even after 10 hours of play, where you can earn a pack or something.
Can you earn any kind of currency in game to pay your way into a draft?
No.
So your only way into a draft.
So I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
So there's no possible way to earn packs. You have to pay. Each pack is $2.50.
Right.
To my knowledge. Okay. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it's $2.50. So I'm looking at the packs page and I'm going, okay. I click on it. You can buy 1 pack for $2.50, and then I click on it, and then there's like bundles where you can buy like 10 packs. I'm like, okay, if I buy 10 packs, what kind of discount do I get? You know what I mean? Like, you know, maybe you'd save 20% or something. No, it's just $2.50 times 10, right? There's no discounts. Like if you want to buy 50 packs, you're gonna pay 50 times $2.50.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
So I'm like, okay, that's cool. All right, well then, let me just use this deck that they gave me, and let me just go on ladder and play against somebody. No, you can't do it. You can't do it. You know what you have to do? You have to buy a ticket. Okay? So you need a ticket in order to play on ladder, to play on draft or ladder or whatever, which you might go, okay, well, in Magic, you also need to pay to get into draft. But you earn cards when you're doing that. Plus, you can use their gold or whatever that you can get from daily quests to free roll it. Yeah. I've never spent any money on Magic yet.
No.
And I free rolled my way into drafts and then earned like 60 cards from that draft. The value in that is insane.
Yeah.
You grind it for 3 days, get the quests, you get 5,000 gold. Next thing you know, you get to play a bit of competitive, you get to earn a bunch of new cards, and you repeat. Okay, and if you really want to speed it up, then you can pay a couple bucks.
Yeah.
There's no option for that in Artifact. Artifact is you got to get a ticket. One ticket's $1.25. Okay.
Question before you continue.
Yeah.
In Artifact, when you do a draft,
yes,
do you keep the cards that you draft?
Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. I mean, I could be wrong. Somebody in chat might know.
All right. While you continue,
but I've never done it, so I don't know.
I need somebody in chat to clarify that if you keep your drafted cards in Artifact, because that's a pretty important point. Anyway,
okay,
continue.
so anyway, you have to pay $1.25 for a ticket to get in the draft. Okay, then you have to win at least 3 games in order to get
to the point
a
where
pack.
you get a pack.
Till you get a pack.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if you earn a pack, that's actually worth $2.50. So basically, you paid $1.25. You get a pack for half price.
Is there any? So there's no other like currency within the game.
No.
So if
It's
you don't
money.
win 3
Money's
games,
currency.
so if you win 2 games, you get nothing.
You get nothing. I don't know if it's you win 2 games, you get a ticket, so you can get a free
so
roll
you can go
again.
Back in. Oh, okay.
Or it's just 3 games is a ticket. I think you have to win 3, and then if you win the 3rd, you get a ticket plus a pack.
Oh, okay.
So you're free rolling and you get a pack.
Okay.
I do believe that's it. And then if you win 4 games, you get 2 packs. And then I think if you win all 5 games or whatever, you get 3 packs. Something around those lines. And once again, that's it.
You don't keep cards in the draft unless you pay for a specific mode where you have to provide 5 packs plus the ticket for the draft.
There you go.
So the only way you keep your draft is if you're buying 5 packs and bringing them with you plus paying for the entry fee of the draft.
So the answer is no.
So the answer is get fucked.
The answer is get fucked.
Okay.
So once I saw that, I checked the fuck out because the only way, so just vision this, guys. You get the game. And you go, all right, you know what? I'm going to spend $50. I'm going to be a fucking god. I'm going to spend $50 on this game because it's cool, and I want to open up some packs. So you buy a bunch of packs. You open them up. You're like, great. You go through hours of listening to dialogue for each new card, and it's wonderful if you even are into that sort of thing. And then you go, all right, now I'm going to construct my deck. Okay, and that's a whole nother shebang,
well, of course,
right?
It's a different.
So now you're gonna make, so you got new cards, and you get your basic deck cards that they start you off with when you buy the game for $20. So you're like, all right, so let me make a red deck. So now you're taking some new cards that you got and you're putting it in. Everything is cool, and you can do mixed colors like Magic, so you can have like red and green, red and black, whatever you want. So you make it, and you go, okay. Now I wonder if this is actually going to work. Like I don't know if this new hero is gonna. I don't know if there's good synergy
Jeff,
here.
I just made a deck, and I'm wondering, I want to test it out.
I want to
test out my deck. I want to see if it's actually worth anything.
I just spent $50. I want to test out my deck.
Yeah.
Is there a way to do it? No, not unless you have other friends on your Steam that also had paid $20 for the game and that also have that they want to play and they're available for when you are ready to play at the same time. That's the only way that you can test it. If not, you then have to take your deck that you just paid to get and pay money to play against other people on the internet, and you have to pay the $1.25 or whatever it is, $1.50, $1.25, I don't know, to actually play other people to test it. So it means every time you make a change, there's no quick way for you to just jump into a game on ladder. Doesn't even have to be for competitive. I mean just practice mode, where a bunch of fucking random people on the internet are scrubs, and they just want to practice their constructed deck.
You know what that's called everywhere else? Quick play.
Quick play. There's no quick play. It doesn't exist. They want you to pay every time you play. Every time. Unless your friend owns the game and they're willing to play with you at the same time. That's the only way you can do it. That's fucking stupid. As soon as I saw that, I'm done. I have to pay $20. I have to play this hard fucking game. I'm trying to learn. I have to spend $50, $100 to get a reasonably good deck, and I don't even know if it's good. And every time I switch a card or change 3 or 4 cards, I gotta pay to play? Suck my dick. Suck it raw, man. Suck it raw, Artifact. It's so
bad.
fucking dumb. And if anybody out there, anybody stands up for that shit, they're stupid. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. It's dumb. Give me a quick play. You want to fucking rape me on ladder? Rape me on ladder. But give me a quick play so I can use the fucking cards. That's like you collecting magic cards in real life. Any card. Fucking whatever card. Call it Hump Tung Sung Bung card. And you collect that shit. And you get 100 of them. And you're like, man, I really want to play. Jeff, can you come over to my house with your Hump Tung Sung Bung cards? And we can try this shit out? And I'm like, sorry, Adam. I'm fucking busy right now. Or I'm playing a game that doesn't require you to be artistic to fucking play it. I'm sorry, I can't do it right now. Well, Adam's like, well, in order for me to try out my Hup Tung Sung deck, I'm going to have to fucking go down to Roby Street and pay $10 to get into it with a bunch of other Hup Tung Sungs that want to fucking try out their newly constructed deck. And then, when the shit doesn't work out because it's a brand new game and I don't know what fucking works with whatever else works, I'm going to have to change a few cards and I'm going to have to go back to Roby Street, pay $10 to get in there to play my Hup Tung Sung deck because Jeff isn't available right now and he's not entertaining me to sit down and play some fucking card MOBA. That's what it is. It's stupid. Fuck off, man. That's insane. There's pay to play and then there's pay to rape. And it's just, that's what it is. You're paying to get fucked. You can't even enjoy this shit. That's like fucking buying a PlayStation 4. It's like if the new Sony came out, PS5 comes out, you're like, yes, fuck yes, I'm buying that shit. Well, guess what? If you want to play with anybody else but your friends, every time you queue up,
that's $1.50.
That's $1.50, bitch. That's what it is. You're paying for the fucking shit, but then you have to pay to play for the shit that you paid for. That's insane. That's fucking insane. That's like buying your own house and then paying yourself rent to be in it. It's like, what the fuck am I living here for? You can't have your cake and then eat it too.
It is fucking
I've
wild.
never heard of it in my life.
It's pretty fucking stupid.
It doesn't even make any sense.
No.
What were you thinking? And the funny thing about it is, the last video that I watched on Artifact was that cuck that made the game. The dude that made Magic, because now he's a cuck in my mind, right? You know, I was down with this motherfucker. I'm like, man, he created Magic. This shit's gonna be good. This is gonna be some good shit.
Good.
And then there's one part where I started to turn a new leaf on the guy, where I was like, is this guy a cuck? And he was describing the shit on one of Valve's channels or whatever. He's getting interviewed by somebody, and this dude's playing the game, and the dude sucks. And I can tell that this cuck is sitting there just going, fuck, end this interview. This guy's an idiot. He shouldn't be playing my game. Whatever. Then he goes, somebody asked him, well, how are we going to, what's ladder going to be like? Like, what's competitive going to be like? And he said this. I got confused. He said, you know, we really want to get back to the, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's not too far off. We want to get back to the thing where, you know, card players love to play with their friends. They love to play with their friends. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a community thing.
It's a community thing. Remember those times we used to get together years ago?
Just a bunch of
before
dudes
the internet. Before there was social media, when we used to have conversations,
drinking grape pop and eating Cheetos.
Yeah, and we used to play cards.
Yeah,
and we used to compliment each other on the sleeves that our cards have. That's a really nice sleeve on your.
All of the appliances were still shades of brown and orange.
Exactly. So yeah. So when I heard that, and he goes, yeah. So there's not going to be a ladder. So when I heard that, I was like, whoa. I'm getting stabbed here in the back. You mean to tell me the most competitive, hard to play card game ever created has no
ladder.
Fucking competitive mode? Okay, I'm gonna let that pass because the game
Maybe
looks
there's
cool.
Something else coming
Maybe
up.
there's something that I'm not.
They're changing
and
the game up.
He said, well, there's gonna be some tournaments and stuff. I'm like, okay. I'm still a little angry, but okay. And then the game comes out, and then you find out that you have to pay to be competitive, and there's not even a ladder. It's just like a drafting sort of thing. And the only way I can play for free is with my friends who also got raped in their wallet for this game. And who in the fuck? And the game's not even casual enough that most people don't have friends that also want to murder themselves. It's like, yo, hey Adam, we're friends. How would you like to play some StarCraft with me? Maybe we can just play some one-on-one StarCraft.
Yeah.
You're gonna say no, because
pass.
I don't like StarCraft. It's fucking hard. It makes me rage. It's too fucking intimidating.
Yes.
I just don't have fun playing it. I'd rather play any other game but StarCraft right now. Thank you.
That's like picking up the game Go just randomly.
Yes. It's not no. It's just no. It's no.
Go is a no.
Go is a no.
Go is a no.
So
for
that's
me.
like it's like this cuck. All right. actually thought in his mind that his game was going to be popular enough that the crazy motherfuckers that actually want to sit down and become gods at this very hard game, which is great, once again, that they'd actually have an enough friends, real life people. And we're talking about Magic players here. People that probably don't have all that much friends to begin with, let's be real. As a nerd, you know, I don't have too many friends. I'm a little bit of an introvert. I kind of just sit down in my own devices. And the people that are playing these games...
You got a handful of friends that are also Magic players competitively.
Okay.
Even if you're a Magic player,
yes,
I mean...
You get it. But we're talking about a brand new game. We're talking about this is a whole new thing. So they're going to assume that you're going to have an adequate amount of friends. You might have one or two that are going to pick up Artifact with you and go down this endeavor.
Go on this journey.
But are they going to be available when you want to play? Are they working tonight? Are they available if you just want to kick back and just chill in your bed at night at 2 a.m. and just play a game of Artifact and just enjoy the game that you spent $20 and then hundreds of dollars worth of packs so you can get a competent deck and your boy isn't ready or just doesn't want to play that night or has got better shit to do?
So what I'm hearing right now from you, somebody who ain't got in and play it, is that what I'm hearing and what I know is a fact right now is that we already knew a couple months ago when we were talking about being kind of excited for the game, is that we were looking forward to a competitive card game.
Yes.
That was different from the other card games. That would be, get us away from the RNG fuckery.
Yes.
Of Hearthstone. Those were like the top, the David Letterman in the top 10. Those were some of our points. But and so
they did that. They've succeeded in those things.
In saying that, we knew also that it's based on Dota, that it was likely going to be targeting a very elitist market of players and viewers, like Dota does. Yeah. Because really, when you get into that situation, you're hunting whales as a company.
Yes.
You're not going for the masses.
No.
You're hunting Moby Dick is what you're doing. And you're hoping that there's more than one. When you get out on the fucking high seas and put in the work, you're hoping there's a bunch of whales out there that can keep your shit afloat because you're not going for 50 million people playing your game. You're going for like 5,000 people floating your company for $50 million.
Yes.
And so they get this Dota 2 based game, and then they get the guy, one of the original Magic guys, which Magic by itself is not a particularly straightforward card game to begin with.
No.
Gets him in, makes a complicated card game based on a complicated MOBA for a community, a smaller community in the grand scheme of things from a MOBA perspective that's also elitist, to try and make this card game work. So you've got a niche market within a niche market within a niche market.
Yes.
And then, so now you have your small pool of people. Then you put out, and even Dota's free.
Yes.
In fact, Dota is even more free than League because every hero
champion you could just
is
grab.
available.
Yeah, you can just whatever.
So you've got people that are coming from Dota that are going to be comfortable now getting into a Dota-based thing where that's not the case anymore.
It's complete opposite, actually.
Complete opposite.
It's the worst of the worst.
So how big is this market really? Then once you hit that little market, and that's just the market I'm going to call the interested. It's the people who are going, you know what? I think I'm going to give this a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty small, if I'm going to take a fucking stab at it. And then they get these people actually trying the game, spending the $20, they get in, and then they hit all the shit you just listed.
Yes.
You can't earn, and they're going to compare it to other card games in the market. It's just fucking natural. It's not very common for somebody who's never played a trading card game in their life to just pick one of these up, let alone one that's going to be complicated. So you're looking at people that likely already play at least one other card game, which means they're going to compare it
to
directly whatever else is on the market.
Yes.
So they get in, and they're probably thinking at a bare minimum, there's going to be some sort of way for them to play casually on a ladder of any kind. It doesn't have to be a competitive ladder, but just play the fucking game.
Yes.
Play the video game.
Yes, please.
That you paid $20 to get access to.
Yes, please.
Instead, they find out that they've got to pay
to
own the game, pay to play the game, pay to unlock cards with literally no other way of accruing any kind of cards.
Zero.
Or any other, even in a slow grind.
No,
not even on like a Korean MMO level of grinding your life away to earn free shit.
Not even.
Nothing.
Not even.
You pay or you're out.
They don't even value like 10 hours of your time to be worth $2.50
Can't even
playing
get that
their
far.
game. Yeah.
So you've got this tiny fucking ass market, and then you put barrier, of which every barrier is just money. It's not even, well, every barrier is money except for the first barrier that you just mentioned, which it's a hard card game.
Yes.
Even Kriparian,
Yes.
who is a smart individual who has played a shitload of card games at a competitive, and not just a competitive, but a highly competitive level
Yes.
for a long time now,
Yes.
is saying, guys,
This is fucking hard.
this is not an easy card game. You can learn it,
yes.
but it's going to ask of you
A lot of money. Well, it's the truth.
It is.
It's the truth. And another bad
Yeah.
thing about it is, and I've watched other streamers play, if you're not spending money for packs, you're getting fucked. You're getting
Well, sure.
absolutely dummy.
Now think about
You're
this.
getting dummy.
Think about this. People with Magic the Gathering Arena, where you can actually earn a lot of cards for no
Nothing.
money,
Just some time.
or very little money.
Yes.
Because you could get into a draft for probably the same amount of money they're charging, but you're keeping all of
of
the
it.
cards.
Yeah.
I've gotten some of my best mythic cards
Yes.
from just going into a draft and not even winning a single game.
Yes.
Getting fucked on.
Yes.
But I unlocked some sick cards
Yep.
that made that
Worth.
entry fee
Worth.
totally
and you feel
fucking
good
worth.
about it.
You
Like
feel
you're
good
like,
about
fuck yeah, man, I just pulled that shit. Fuck
Okay.
yeah, this is worth. And you get some
Absolutely.
gameplay out of it as well. It's
You get
competitive.
something.
It's like there's something on the
But
line.
people still look at that model and go, this is still pay to win, because ultimately, if you don't have a meta deck, you're fucked. So think about not applying that. No, think about this,
I'm thinking-
where not only if you don't have a meta deck, you're fucked,
Yeah.
but you can't even hope to build one for just spending hundreds and thousands of hours on the game. You
Yep.
can't even build that. Your only option is to buy packs or go to the market, where the market's going to decide the prices.
Oh,
and if it's
boy.
a meta deck, if you think you're getting shit for free 99 or fucking 74 cents or some shit, fuck no. Think of what it's like in the physical Magic market. I made a meme, that meme Angel deck, and somebody said that even though it's pretty low on the totem pole for as far as how expensive decks are, I mean, there are cards in that deck that are $20 a pop.
Yep.
And that's what's going to happen.
And you know what, Valve? Valve.
And they get a cut.
Valve, every time a card is bought on that fucking marketplace, Valve is making money. And the reason, and you know these cards are going to be expensive now, because the reality of it is, it's either you could just buy the cards you want flat out on there, or you're going to spend $2.50 per pack until you RNG pull the cards that you want. And the thing is, they don't want people grinding shit for free and then going to sell the cards on fucking the marketplace. That's what this is they go, oh, okay, well, what happens if we got a whole bunch of people
generating money for free?
Yeah. They're basically working for
We're
money.
still getting our cut.
We're
but
still getting our cut, but
that's still we could get more of a cut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're just cutting limbs off in every single direction.
They're making the market for this game incredibly fucking narrow.
Let's just put it this way. If you want to buy Artifact for $20, just know, in order for you to get a competent deck that you can play on ladder, not even ladder, that you want to pay to play and to draft in, get ready to spend anywheres from $200 to $500.
Well, Crip spent several $100s to my knowledge, and he still apparently couldn't build what he wanted.
I just want to go on record and say, fuck Artifact. Fuck Artifact. Fuck them. And it's like it's anger. Like I'm actually mad because I was looking forward to this game for months now.
Of course.
And I really wanted to play this game, even though I can get over the fact it's very, very hard. I could have taken the time, learned how to play it, enjoyed the process. It's challenging. It gives you something to work towards. But the fact that I got to pay every single time I want to play the game, fuck you. Fuck you so hard. At the very bare minimum, assholes, you could have made the game free to play and then forced people to play after that. But instead, you're forcing people to pay to get the game, and then you're forcing people to play to actually play the game for any type of competitiveness. And if you thought that me playing against Adam, somebody that has already kicked the can for this game, it's not happening. And I don't have many other fans or friends that are going to play this game with me when I'm ready and willing and when they're ready and willing to play. And what kind of competitiveness is that? What, do I got to play the same 3 fucking people? I can't go and play and grind up a ladder and test my
Jeff,
intellect
it's all about Community.
Yeah, fuck the community. You know what?
Community.
No, it's not, because they just fucked the community right there. The community in 2018 is all about playing against people and creating relationships with people all around the world. Community doesn't mean the little fucking circle you have on your Steam platform that you also own. It doesn't mean that everything that I want to do needs to be on Steam, and I already had to have gone out and got it for however God knows how long over the years I've had Steam, because not everybody's interested in your game. Put on a quick play mode. Stop fucking around. It's stupid.
So here's a question.
And I don't want to pay to do quick play either.
So here's a question. If they still charge $20 for the game, but they had a quick play mode you didn't have to pay to get involved in, but they still didn't have a reasonable way for you to generate cards for free but needed to get packs, where I guess the question is, how many of these features would you want to see before you would be able to recommend Artifact to anyone who isn't already somebody?
I'm already checked out. I say fuck Artifact, period. I don't think there's anything that they can do. The game's...
Because you know they're going to pull back on some of
Oh,
this
they
shit.
have to. They're going to have to.
They're gonna get wrecked.
Because guys like me are putting them on blast.
Yeah, of course.
And eventually people even play Artifact are probably going to be like, you know what? I am really tired of paying $1.25 every time I want to test my deck.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of it. Like at the beginning, the whole honeymoon phase of it, you'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm willing to pay. It's fun. You know, if you don't like it, Jeff, then nobody's telling you to play. Why didn't they tell you this before you buy the game? Why aren't they upfront about, hey, it's $20 just to... You're basically, what you're doing is you're paying $20
It's a cover fee.
It's a cover to get
you got into the bar.
Yeah, to just get the basic deck
Yeah.
going. Like, you know, that's it. That's what you're paying $20 for. You're basically paying $20 for some packs, and then that's the show. I think it's like 10 packs you get. So that's what you're paying the $20. You're not paying $20 for the game.
No, you're paying
$20
packs.
for the packs.
Yeah.
But they don't tell you that.
Which they're also hoping will give you enough cards to actually build some sort of competent deck to.
So the answer is no. I am not recommending this game. And if the only way that I would ever turn around and say, okay, I'm going to give this game a shot, is if I'm fine with paying $20 for the game and getting the 10 packs, but you got to be able to at least have a quick match. Right? So just
bare minimum.
Bare minimum. I'd love to see a ladder. So ladder should be free. Like, you know, just like Hearthstone. You know, even if you want to play casually, Adam can make a crazy random deck and just go on there and have fun for a few hours.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to pay $1.25 every time he does it. And at least there's some sense of competitiveness to see how your crazy deck, see how far up the ladder it can actually go before it's no good. So it would need that. It would actually need a ladder, like something competitive with a rank. Like, you know, something. A quick play. And then also on top of that, you need to be able to earn some kind of in-game currency so that you can get packs, or if not the packs, at least get into the draft so that you can earn a pack via draft using that dust or gold
something.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you want to make it so packs always cost money, I'm cool with that. But at least allow me during quick player ladder to build up some, even if it takes me 10 hours, 20 hours. 20, that's a lot of time.
Or maybe not 20.
10.
10.
10.
Let's put a cap
should be right
on
around
that.
5. Like it should be like a full day's play.
Yeah,
should allow you to at least get a pack, or at least not even a pack.
Get into
the draft
yeah.
to possibly earn a pack, which means you got to get into the draft and
then
you got to
win
3 games
in
order to get the pack. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And even that's a bare minimum. That's like, we're talking bare minimum.
That's meaning building code.
That's
you're not Mike Holmes in it right now. You are literally just the R value of the insulation in these walls is going to be exactly.
Yes.
We're not getting fancy with the foundation. We're not getting fancy with any of the fucking stud work. There's going to be exactly the 2 code minimum.
That's the minimum for this sex on my ass for me to say it's okay for you to sex my ass.
Like Mark said, it sounds more like you're paying to give a blowjob as opposed to receiving one.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Right? So at least if I'm sucking dick,
here's $20. Can I suck your dick now?
If I'm gonna suck a dick, at least let me pick the dick I want to suck. because right now you're just putting
you're the one putting the dick in front of me.
Yes, it's just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Here, take this unwashed, nasty looking dick and suck it raw. to play draft. That's not fun.
We need some new analogies around here.
No, that's the analogy I'm sticking with. That's the analogy I'm sticking with. It's just terrible.
All of our analogies are always just
so
like.
Anyway, enough about
same
Artifact,
shit.
because I could rant on about this all day, because it's angering. Don't buy the game.
Yeah, don't. I'm on board. Fuck Artifact. It's stupid. Don't
play Magic.
And you know, if they're going to, don't let them crawl their way back in, you know, to your headspace by only doing like just like minimum shit. Think about what they did. They buy this. They're not stupid, and they've got the guy doing Magic the fucking Gathering, who's been a veteran in the card space for a long time. They built this and designed this really fucking specifically to generate the most possible money, which is
Understandable. They're a company,
but
in the most egregious way possible.
But with any company, you have to be aware that while people understand you're out to make money, there are some lines that you just don't cross, because then it's going to do you more harm than good. But they also understand that it's like the foot in the door technique, or it's like it's the you know, and then they come back and they'll just knock a little bit off of it, and they'll just keep shaving it back, because the odds are your acceptance of what they're going to give you is going to be more than if they had just come in the door earlier. So they're coming and blasting you guys that want to play Artifact right now with the worst possible model for this game, knowing full fucking well that they'll just have to claw it back a little bit and give you a little taste of what you really want to have in this card game, and still land a much better deal for themselves than if they just came out with something that was what people would really want to see as reasonable.
This is the last analogy I'm going to blast with.
Oh, boy. Does it have a penis in it?
It does not have a penis in it.
Okay, great.
The irony of all of this
Okay.
is the game's not even that fucking good.
Well, that is unfortunate.
It's like having a job at fucking McDonald's, but not even you're not even a cashier. You're not even doing fries. Your job is to clean the toilets at the public McDonald's.
Wow.
That's your only job. Okay?
All right.
And then on top of that, you're a fucking cuck boss that, you know, just barely graduated high school, started working at McDonald's when he was 16, and moved up the ranks, and now he's a manager, and he thinks he's making $42,000 a year, and he thinks he's fucking hot shit. All right? And he's riding your fucking ass. You're on your hands and knees scrubbing a shit-infested toilet from every crackhead that came from outside to use the Wi-Fi and shit in that bathroom. And he comes in and he's saying, "You're not scrubbing hard enough, bitch." And you're sitting there and you turn around and you look at him and you're saying, "Yes, Massa, I'm so sorry. Let me scrub. Let me scrub a little harder." And in the reality of all of this is the job fucking sucks to begin with.
Yeah.
So just quit. Why are you even arguing about it? Why are you letting it rent so much space in your head? Why are you on your hands and knees scrubbing a McDonald's toilet
You're not
while
sucking his dick,
Cucky
though.
McCuckinson is standing over you telling you to scrub harder? Why are you playing Artifact and spending all of this money while Cuckin' McCuckerson is telling you to spend $1.25 every time you want to play? You simply look at him and say, "Fuck you! I'm done. I'm going to play Hearthstone. I'm going to play Magic. The real good game that you made. You forget about that, Cucker McCuckinson?" That's what it is. You got to ask yourself in the first place, why in the fuck am I even spending this energy? The game's not even that good.
Because it's Dota.
It's not even that good. It's not even that good. It's not
You're
like
so wound up.
Well, it's true. It's not like it's not like you're every day
so fired up.
It's not like you've got the best job in the world and every day you get your dick sucked 5 times and it's great. And you get fed your favorite food every day, and people are just showering you with compliments. Sure, then you take a little bit of heat, and then you stand up for it, and you're like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just go
take it today.
Because the game is just so good, I can't. Yes, fine. At least if you're gonna fuck me so hard for all my money, at least make a good game that makes me want to get fucked. I don't want to get fucked. I don't like it. That's what it is. That's if the game was so incredible then it would be like, okay, fine.
Not even incredible.
It's
just
like,
good.
It's like, fine, you know, this sucks and what you're doing. It's like a junkie. You're like, fuck, I know I shouldn't fucking
but
take this.
heroin is so good.
I shouldn't take this heroin.
I feel so fucking good. Just give me a bump.
Yes, this heroin is killing me.
It's the last one.
It's fucking destroying my life.
I need you to go to this
But
dealer
I
because
need
I
it.
owe him money.
But I fucking need this heroin.
Give it to me.
That's not Artifact. Artifact's like, you know what?
Ah!
Artifact.
Heroin.
It's like this. It's like a pack of cigarettes to me. And it's like, why in the fuck am I even smoking you in the first place? You don't even make me feel good. I don't like you.
I can see the lung cancer in the
Yes,
picture on the box.
This is stupid. Why am I doing this? At least make it like heroin before you try and take my money. You know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? At least give me heroin as a video game before you try and take it all from me. It's just not working. It's like you trying to sell me heroin.
Yes.
It's like, yo, Jeff, bro, you gotta try the black tar heroin. I'm telling you, it's only $500 a bump. I'd be like,
Skid
dude,
Row, it's all the rage.
are you fucking stupid? I'm not spending $500 a bump. All right, let me shave it back a little bit. How about
$450?
$450. $450 for this bump. I'm telling you, dude, it's gonna fucking rock your socks. And if you're lucky, you know another heroin, he'll do a bump with you.
You know what's fucking
He'll
funny?
do a bump.
Most heroin dealers would say the first hit's free. They're not even giving you that. They're not even giving you the first hit free.
No, they want to get you hooked, and they
can't
want you
even
to
get
pay
hooked.
for it.
They want you to pay to get hooked.
Yes, and the funny thing is it's not even hookable. It's not even fucking, doesn't even, you take it and you regret it instantly. And you're like, fuck. I just took heroin for no reason.
Why?
Fuck. That's what this is.
Oops, I did heroin. Holy shit. God. So, you know, moral of the story is don't play Artifact and don't do heroin.
Don't do either.
Don't do either.
They're both bad.
Terrible choices, both of them.
Fuck, I'm sweating.
Fuck. Sweating for Artifact. Oh, Rome Royale.
Dude, what are you doing to me this podcast? What are you doing to me in this pod? We're going to Realm Royale now?
We're going to war.
Okay. Who's next?
We're going to war from heroin to just straight up like crocodile. All right. So, Realm Royale held a tournament again. For what reason, nobody's been able to figure it out, but they did anyway. They spent $25,000 in prize money, put together some sort of fucking little event with like some. So I don't know. It was sad. Nobody really gives a fuck, but they did it anyway because Hi-Rez just is looking for a reason to spend his money. It's a privately owned company. He owns it.
Yeah.
He just like burning money, and he doesn't like burning money on artifacts. So he's got to put it into. It's got to be. You know, it's got to be Realm. He's got to put more money into Realm. So $25,000 tournament, and all of like 5 people are watching this shit, but they invite some players. Some more well-known streamers to obviously be part of this in the hopes that more than 5 people would watch. As it turns out, nobody gives a fuck.
400 when I tuned in, it was in the grand finals.
Grand finals.
400 deep.
Damn. I had 400 people watching me repair an IKEA fucking TV stand.
There you go. And nobody got paid 25 grand to do it.
With a hacksaw at 3 in the morning. Jesus. So 400 people for that's a pretty fucking shit show. But you know what? It happened. But the more entertaining part about this, other than the fact that Realm is a complete gong show, is the fact that they had like jumbotrons, massive TVs,
IMAX screens,
like IMAX screens, displaying in real time the game around the map, the observer, what the observer is seeing, and. Which is fine.
Don't forget the commentators.
Which is which is fine. I don't know why they were there because I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure the only people there like live were employees of Hi-Rez to begin with. So I don't know like who these TVs were for. But they have them up here, and they have the players randomly arranged at the battle stations, and half of them can literally look up and see these jumbotrons with the observer
map hacks.
And the others can't.
No, and on top of that, they can hear the commentators.
Can hear the commentators the
commentating
whole time.
The whole fucking shebang. So not only that, so everybody can hear, but then certain people can actually see the screen so they can see where their opponents are hiding, what kind of fights are going on, what gear they have, what area they're in, whatever. They can basically cheat. So a guy goes on Twitter that was playing in this tournament.
Yes.
And he wasn't happy about this, right? So he was...
Well, would you be happy about that if you were playing in a tournament?
Absolutely not.
Of course not.
So he goes on Twitter and he says, I don't know if you can pull up the tweet or whatever, but I guess I'll paraphrase it.
Just paraphrase it.
He says, I'm sitting here playing in the Realm Royale tournament, and depending on, it's basically RNG, depending on where you're sat, you can actually see everything. Hi-Rez privately asked me to stop tweeting and complaining about it, or they're going to kick me out of the tournament. And then he says, I refuse to stop talking about this
because we're out of the tournament.
So we have been kicked out of the tournament. And now this is starting to blow up on Twitter.
Of course.
And so people, and which is probably why they had 400 viewers to begin with, because if this didn't happen, they probably would have had 15 viewers.
Probably.
But anyway, everybody starts going on the Realm Royale. Not everybody. 400 people start going on the Realm Royale finals championship
spamming
thing,
that tweet,
and just starts copy and pasting the tweet over and over and over again. And Hi-Rez people in there are banning people about this shit. And it's a gong show. It's a fucking gong show.
One of the mods at one point come in and go, look, guys, we went down to the floor, which means they walk like 4 feet to the left. We went down to the floor, and unless, if the players are just focusing on the game, there shouldn't be any problems.
If you would have just focused on what your community wanted, there wouldn't have been any problems.
If you had just focused on literally taking everything Hi-Rez said and did the polar opposite, you'd probably have a fire fucking video game right now.
Yep.
And I'm calling Hi-Rez out right now. I talked to him in chats before. Hi-Rez, you fucked up!
Oh, Hi-Rez, yes. Hi-Rez.
You're making millions of dollars because you own this company privately, so you're killing it, and so fucking, props on that shit. How it happened, I have no idea. But you have some of the worst decision-making skills of any developer I've ever seen. We just shit on Artifact for an hour and a half, but at the very least, they're going to have the wherewithal to change the shit.
Yeah.
You're too fucking crazy to just recognize when you fucked up and claw it back. It's always everyone else's fault.
Yeah.
You always know what's right.
Mm-hmm.
This is coming from employees internal to the company. This is coming from your own mouth. You go to streamers and you start getting in fights and spats with streamers trying to help you out. These are people that know more about how your game in the genre that you're trying to put it out is going to be successful than you ever will. Mm-hmm. You just put on a $25,000 tournament for 4 people, 5 of which were your relatives, and you're gonna fucking sit there and try and say that this game is successful and is growing and is doing better every day?
Did you take a look at the peak viewers? It has tanked. It's one of the worst tanked games ever. They peaked at like 100 and something thousand concurrent at one point. It's down to like 1,400.
Every patch, you just saw a dip, further and further and further, and then it got to the point where Hi-Rez started showing up in people's streams and asking people. And then when they gave him the honest to God's truth,
they just didn't listen.
He said, "You just don't know. You just don't understand."
And they would do these community updates, and they would stream, and they would like take questions, and they'd have like the developers there, and everybody be asking them like, why are you taking away all the classes? What the fuck are you doing? Like, why did you put these automatic weapons when you said you never would?
Because it's alpha and you have to make dramatic changes in alpha.
They would never answer those tough questions. They just skip them, and then they would answer questions like just some dumb shit like, oh yeah, we're well aware of when you're in the mountains, when you can hide in the snow and you can't be seen. We got our devs on that. We're gonna fix that bug. It's like, we don't give a fuck about the bug. We just want the game to be competent and playable again and fun, because it's really, as Padme would say, you're breaking my heart. I mean, I absolutely loved that game.
Because a lot of people did.
I fucking loved that game. I put over 200 hours into that game.
If you can launch a game in one of the heaviest saturated markets, and you're coming out with one and it hits off the rip. Mm-hmm. Its first week, 100,000 hourly concurrent players.
It's insane.
Nobody gets that opportunity.
No.
Zero goose egg.
Blizzard does.
Nada.
That's about it. Blizzard.
And you take that opportunity, and you take a game that isn't really fucking alpha because you're just recycling
Paladins.
assets and shit from your other games, which you do on the regular anyway, and you call it alpha maybe so that Hi-Rez feels better about it when he goes home, sleeps, but before he does, watches Ninja, goes, you know what, our game needs to be more like this, and then do it, and watch your numbers tank, and then go, oh, they'll come back. We just need to, they just don't understand that this is the process of alpha. No, even if it is alpha, I'll be on board with you for a second, Hi-Rez. If your game is alpha, and you come out, and it is so playable that 100,000 concurrent players an hour on that shit, it's no longer alpha.
No.
You leave that shit
You've
and
made
you
it.
just fine-tune. You don't make big sweeping changes anymore.
No.
Because guess what? You've already succeeded. You've reached the point that
you've
people
won.
that are in alpha are trying to climb towards.
Yeah, you've won.
You started at the finish line.
Yep.
Everyone else has to sprint there. The gun went off and you were standing 5 inches from the finish line. And that last 5 inches was some spit and polish.
They wanted to sat there and they wanted to impress Ninja. That's what I think. That was what his play was like. You know what?
Well, okay, so this was it.
You know what? If we can just get Ninja, if we can just get Ninja,
and that happened.
Oh, and then
it was
went
the worst,
fucking-
and it was the worst patch
Yep.
that the game ever had.
Yep.
That the community, what was left at the time, which was about 30,000 people concurrent off of the 100K at the time, the worst patch. It was the machine gun patch that was so bad that when a warrior did his charge move towards you, if you had a gold SMG, you could kill the warrior before his animation finished.
Yeah. It was bad, dude. It was horrible.
So fucking awful.
And you know who was saying it was the greatest thing
And
since sliced
Ninja
bread?
said it was the greatest patch the game had ever fucking had. And I could just picture Hi-Rez polishing his fucking, just his silverware. And just so happy because as soon as that happened, then it just got worse,
it just
and the
died.
decisions got worse and worse, and they pushed it more and more towards Fortnite, but like a shitty version of Fortnite.
Yeah.
And then he started coming into the chats, and that was his answer to every question was, the preface of every answer was, well, Fortnite, and then insert answer. And then, well, Fortnite, and then insert answer. And then you guys just don't know that the damage fall off in our game is the same as Fortnite's. Why are you complaining about it? Well, first of all, Hi-Rez, it's not Fortnite. So that's a bit of a hurdle to get over in the first place, is we don't want this game to be Fortnite. There's a reason. If we wanted to play Fortnite,
We'll play fucking
bitch, we'd be fucking playing it! What makes you think that if you make Fortnite light, that people are gonna hop off the Fortnite train to come play your game?
It's not gonna happen. It's
You
not
know why people played your game? Because it had fucking classes.
Yeah.
Which changed the combat.
It
And
was
it was
unique.
projectile based with no hit scan, which meant that the skills that you used were more viable because it actually made up for if you weren't just smashing people with projectile weapons all the time. Then there was the forges, which was even better because what it meant was it gave people a reason to maybe risk being outside the circle for a short period of time, and it made a King of the Hill point capture
Oh, it was
a
fun.
part of the flow of the game. It wasn't just about get geared and run to the center of the circle. It was, I need to get geared, but maybe I need to go into and clear out this forge and maybe stand there and risk. You have to risk. Where's the circle? Where are people rotating? Do I have 60 seconds to wait for this fucking legendary weapon to complete? Is the legendary weapon going to give me an edge in the circumstances of where the circle is going that's actually worth waiting for it? Or do I just stick with this shotgun and rely on my abilities that I've accrued to do the rest of the work for me? Then we said, fuck it, take all that shit out.
And it's
literally
gone.
all of it.
And it's gone.
And it's gone.
It's gone.
And then people just up and left. And, now
And so
there's,
is your game.
If you looked right now, I bet you there is less than 200 people watching that game on Twitch right now.
Oh,
And if you went to Steam Spy, I bet you the hourly concurrent
it's probably like 500.
struggles, I would be shocked if it went north of 3,000. I would be mind fucked if it did. I bet you more times than not throughout the day, it's hovering around 1,200 people.
I was wrong about Realm Royale and the fact
No, you
that
weren't. You were right about Realm. E-Rez just fucked it up. If E-Rez wasn't in the equation, I bet you 90% of the decisions that happened wouldn't happen. Every time I saw a community video
Dude, I was calling
where
it.
it was E-Rez and that other dude who has sick hair, and he'd sit down, and I'd have to watch this guy who gets paid probably pretty good money in his position, has to just blow E-Rez live on video and just talk up all of his boss's decisions. Was painful to watch. It was like watching a death in slow motion.
Dude, I thought this game was going to be the next big fucking... This was going to be a competitor straight up to Fortnite.
Boom. 163 viewers on Twitch right now. 1,976 right now. A peak of 3,300. I was almost fucking bang on.
Yeah.
Dead fucking game. If that's a success, E-Rez, you are in the wrong business. If that's success to you, go start up a fucking, like... artisanal cheese company, so that when you sell 3,000 fucking units, you're like, yes, I was successful today, and then go to bed. You got a competitive free-to-play game for 17 to 200 to 2,000 people or ish.
It's crazy, man.
After this much, when you started at the finish line with 100,000 an hour,
GG, bro.
if you can't even get Ninja to say that it's the best patch the game's ever had and blow your game up, you fucked up. You just got the biggest push that Twitch has available to it right now. That gaming.
And he didn't even need that. They didn't even need that push.
At the time, they didn't.
They didn't. It was just like icing on the cake. But the patch sucked ass.
You fucked it.
The patch sucked ass. And then Ninja never played again. Ninja was done. Dude, they were doing weekly tournaments for like $10,000 a pop. All the time. It's like, where are you getting, like, you are investing an insane amount of money.
You don't have the game, and the game was changing so frequently.
Yeah, it was just like, it was
How
a different...
How is anyone supposed to, like, keep up?
Anyway, what's next on the list? Realm Royale is done.
Hey, remember Diablo 4? Nobody does, not even Blizzard. So Blizzard goes after the user, I think you pronounce it Zine, who's the guy who actually owns the playdiablo4.com domain name. That cheekily redirects it to the Path of Exile website, which is a great meme, and has been that way for quite some time. It's just obviously become much more well known to Blizzard now that they fucked the Diablo announcement, and now everyone knows about this website. So Blizzard's lawyers contact him and go, "Hey guy, you're gonna want to take that down, and on top of that, we're gonna want that URL," which is complete bullshit because they actually can't do that. But what he said was, look, I didn't feel, in fairness, he said to Blizzard, I didn't feel intimidated or anything. It is what it is. The guys have to come and do their job and whatever. He said, he said in the responses, I'll give it to you as soon as it's relevant to one of your IPs, which was a low-key way of saying, as soon as you actually tell us Diablo 4 is coming and you've got a website you want to put up,
I'll give it to you.
I'll give it to you for free. Until then,
that's a nice guy.
You know what he did? And he also did, in fairness, he changed the redirect. But you know where it goes now? It takes you to a, let me Google that for you, Google search. That searches for phone. Because don't you have one?
Man, oh man. That guy is winning so much.
He's a hero.
He'd be winning even more if he forces Blizzard to pay $1 million for that domain name. You don't get it for free. You got to pay. You got to fucking pay. And pay they would.
Oh, yeah.
Pay they would.
Oh, absolutely.
To get that fucking Prime, I'd be like, listen, I'm going to sit on this bitch.
You got $1 million?
You got $1 milli, you can have it. Nothing less.
That's like that's like 3 hours of microtransactions on the mobile game, so
3.
Fair.
That might be 3 minutes, the amount of money they're making.
True. What a legend. Fallout 76 reviews are coming in. Even IGN gave it a 5 out of 10. If you ever needed a reason to not play Fallout 76 after everything we talked about last week, everything that you've probably seen online, if IGN gives your game a 5 out of 10 and you can't even, so if you can't even convince IGN to give a AAA developer house,
if you can't pay off IGN
to give you at least a 7,
you're done. It's over.
You hit a 5 on IGN. That 5 is actually representative. If you're Bethesda and you get a 5, that's actually a 1.
It's IGN's first ever
5 is the lowest.
Relatively truthful review.
Also, it's already on sale 33% off Fallout 76.
Of course it is. Because they're not selling it. Who the fuck is buying that game?
Too many people, apparently.
The only way that game gets people is if it's free to play.
On some positive notes, No Man's Sky's got another free update today that adds a shitload more to the game. And, yeah, again, it's free. So that's the thing. There's your good news for the week.
Free is good.
Wrapping up the bad news, Twitch.
What?
I'm trying to think of just how elaborate we need to talk about this right now. Twitch did some shit again. This time, they're coming for our music.
Oh, yes.
They're coming for our culture.
I don't even really want to dig. I don't even really want to dig too deep into this until it's.
Well, we can talk about what we know right now, anyway, and then obviously when Twitch puts out the official announcement, we'll know more.
Okay.
You know what? If I'm
I'm
gonna be honest with
I'm
you,
not going to say much.
you don't have to. I got you.
Okay. Do your thing.
Twitch fucked up, but not in the way that we didn't already know it was coming. It was just to what degree, and so I kind of say that tongue in cheek because right now we don't really know the final word on how this is going to play out. But essentially, there was a seminar, which was, if you were a partner, you get an email. I didn't go to it. Jeff didn't go to it. But they said they were going to talk about music and what seemed to point more specifically towards the Twitch Sings or Twitch Karaoke or whatever. And you weren't supposed to talk about what went down in that, but some people, after having heard about it or having gone to it, went to Twitter afterwards, said, "Fuck all that shit, I'm going to talk about it." And so we got some back and forth between a few people talking about just what really has come out of that seminar. On one side, it seems like Twitch is moving really close to entering YouTube territory in terms of no music, period, or you're going to get a strike on your channel. And on the other hand, it looks like nothing's really going to change all that much. They're just clarifying how this is all going to work with the Twitch Sings thing. I'm guessing it's somewhere in the middle of that, those two points, as to when Twitch comes out and actually gives the full and final say on what the changes to the terms of service are. But right now, based on the information that leaked from that seminar, it's got a lot of streamers kind of on edge that play competitive games or whatever, and they just have music playing in the background. That obviously the majority of it is not licensed to them, and so they're not. But nobody, like I can't off the top of my head think of more than one instance of a company actually requesting a DMC takedown of a channel.
Well, the thing is also on YouTube, you can still play music, but
the VOD
just any money that was being made ad-wise on that VOD, it goes to the company with the music. It isn't your channel, to my knowledge, and I've had plenty of music on my stuff, and sometimes videos will just get flagged down. Even things like say "Suck My D," for example. You know, if there is a song, an instrumental or something, and it got flagged, the video doesn't go away. It's just the ad revenue goes to the other source. So the thing is like, I don't want to get. I just finished blowing a gasket. The last thing I want to do right now is
blow a second gasket.
So I'm withholding too much. I mean, I talked to Adam a little bit about it privately, but for guys like me, that is like very musically, like the stream is just very musically driven. Not only in terms of like, a karaoke like performance. Just listen to like Backstreet Boys and just fucking singing, just enjoying music and hanging out, even though music isn't the primary focus of whatever you're doing. It's not like, I could definitely see like a music channel that just sits there and just plays music all day. That's it. But if you're, if anybody's sitting there playing a card game or playing League of Legends and they just want to listen to whatever.
Or if all you're doing is karaoke.
Or DJ
settings.
settings.
But if it's like background, secondary, tertiary parts of the stream, that's where it gets to be a bit of a
Yeah.
question mark.
So I don't know. I don't know if this meeting was more to do with their whole karaoke sings thing, or there's going to be a big change. But who knows? Yeah, I didn't go to the seminar or anything, so I don't really
neither of us
know.
went
And
to
then
the seminar,
some
no.
people were saying that the information that people were giving out is like incorrect.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be a huge thing where Twitch just does not allow any music whatsoever on their platform, which would be insane, especially considering how a lot of video games have music in it, like just flat out. We're talking, you just think of something like Grand Theft Auto. You even think of something like The Last of Us that just have good soundtracks and stuff in the game. It doesn't even need to be popular music. It could just be just music in general. How that would play out, right? So I guess at this point it's just a matter of just waiting and seeing what they say. But man, that would be a huge blow, not only to viewers that are watching anywhere in terms of just hanging out and listening to tunes, but also to streamers that are very musically driven on their stream. That's like a big part of their thing. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those.
We
had to wait and find out.
But as of right now, you're allowed to play music for whatever. It just so happens that if
your VOD's gonna get muted,
your VODs will get muted, and if it stays,
or if a license holder,
comes and says, "Hey, we don't want you playing that. Can you remove it?" Then you just remove the VOD.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll stay like that, where they're like, "Okay, listen, you can listen to music, but you can't VOD it, or we're going to be cracking down more on VODs." And if that's the case, I'd rather be able to play music and then just not have VODs, just not put them up.
Yeah.
I'd make that sacrifice to be able to listen to music. Fuck, you're playing StarCraft for 8 hours, and I can't listen to any music except for like some weird, shitty licensed crap from like Mad Cats or something that I don't care about. Like
Monster Cat,
whatever it is. It's like I don't care about that. I can't sing down because I don't own the rights to the instrumental. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how deep they go. I don't see it getting that crazy, but you just never know. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wild situation. It's I mean, anyone that was on YouTube before Twitch was a thing would know that this scenario was coming. It was just a matter of time, and the degree to which these things would be levied on the content creator side, because it always seems to come down to, who's, where does the burden of proof fall, or not the burden of proof, but the onus. Because there are a lot of artists that just don't fucking care, but their record label pays a company to keep this stuff in check. So it's a complicated situation. A lot of the artists would say I don't care, but unfortunately, the people who I make music for do have a problem with it, and I don't control them. Contractually, they do whatever the fuck they want in regards to copyright-related materials that I produce. And so even if I wanted it to be the case, unless you're an independent artist, there's not really an avenue. Like most artists are happy that people are listening to them because either A, they're already listening to and have purchased your shit before, and they're just listening to it and they already like your stuff. B, it's people that haven't heard the stuff before, and there's a chance that they like it, and they ask who it is, and then increases the chances of a future sale.
Yeah.
Or C, they're hearing it, they don't like it, and they never planned on buying your shit in the first place. So it's really just the usual old rich dudes that control old media that are hell-bent on continuing to monetize in the same way they've monetized for like the last 80 years, and don't want to let go of that or accept the fact that declining record sales doesn't always have something to do with music appearing online or movies appearing online. That just means that people were never, those people that get it, they were never going to buy in the first place.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. I mean, I don't want to get worked up about it because it could be something small.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows when this will happen? I mean, this change might not happen for another few weeks or a few months, or it might just never happen.
I'd say January because there's a lot of the new other stuff that they announced at TwitchCon.
Yeah, it's probably the new year.
It's slated for January, so we'll probably know more about it in January. Unless the fact that this is out and a lot of people are talking about it spurs them to talk about it sooner.
Yeah,
which is obviously also a possibility. So
yeah,
we will go from there. That's it for the game stuff. We survived. Your blood pressure is coming back down. Just take a nice deep breath. It's good. And hit me up with the sound of movies and TV.
Movies and TV.
Creed 2, was it more exciting than Creed 1?
Yeah, it was more exciting. Yeah.
Was it a better movie, or were they just about the same?
I wouldn't say it was a better movie. I think the first Creed was better. It had a lot better of a director, but the directing in this was still fantastic. Yeah, it was more of what you love about the first Creed.
So they weren't going out there trying to do some crazy new shit. They knew exactly what they were going for.
Well, it was Sylvester Stallone. He wrote this movie. He didn't direct it. He got a different director, but he wrote it. And so it was very Rocky-ish, like, old school Rocky, but with the new school shit. So it was really, really enjoyable. It was one of the better movies I've seen in months. So it was a good time in the movies. I highly recommend, if there's any Rocky fans out there, if you enjoyed the first Creed, this won't disappoint. It's more of the same, but in a good way. Just, I hope they don't make any more Creeds.
Yeah.
That's it. Just
did
end it right
end
there.
In such a way that it would make sense that it wrapped up at this point, or did they like low key have some opening?
I don't want to say anything because it might give away something in the movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I will say, if they don't do another one, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
If they do another one, they need to definitely completely take a turn. Like they'll need to do something very different. Or they should wait a while before they do another one. But this was really well done.
How much time do they have if Sylvester Stallone still needs to be in the movie?
Not that long.
Not that long.
Yeah, not that long.
So yeah, we'll see. I also have Fantastic Beasts written down here. You went to see it with Kayla. I went to see it with Gabs. What was your takeaway? Because you saw the first one as well.
Yeah.
So what was your
I pretty much
takeaway?
hated this movie.
Great.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The quality of it is just it's for such a big IP. You can tell that what's her face, J.K. Rowling, whatever her name is,
J.K. Rowling.
She's pulling on strings. She's also like very heavy-handed in making these movies too, in terms of like being on set and fucking writing the screenplay and just doing whatever. And it's not all bad. But the vast majority of it is just more of the same, but not even as good, and it's not as mystical and as wondrous as Harry Potter. And this one wasn't even as intriguing or mysterious or just even as the first Fantastic Beast. It was just, not only is this the worst performing, in terms of box office, the worst performing Harry Potter IP ever in the history of ever. It's the worst rated. I think it's rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm almost positive. And even a lot of the fans are not too fond of it. And it's not because, it's 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. And it's, let me see here, it's 68% audience score, which is not good. I mean, for a hardcore like that,
yeah, that's low.
That's very, very low.
Yeah.
It's a failure of a movie, honestly. It wasn't good. Even the vast majority of people that, I shouldn't say vast majority, but a big chunk of people that love the IP are even admitting like it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
And you could blame it on, okay, well, it's the middle of a trilogy or whatever. So, but it even still, it doesn't really make most people excited for the next one. You don't leave the theater going, man, I need that
really need the third
I need
one
that
now.
Fantastic Beasts. You know, like it's not like the old school. Like remember, like back in the day, you watch Matrix Reloaded, and you're like, I'm ready for Revelation, right?
Yeah.
You know, even though it got a little crazy, you're pumped. Or like when Star Wars ends, even though Episode 8 ends, and you're like, fuck me, but you're like, well, I still got to see Episode 9.
There's always
hope.
a hook.
You know, yeah, there's something. There's something there.
Yeah.
You know, or Lord of the Rings. You know, you get a middle one, or a Hobbit, you get a middle one. Hell, you know, even a Harry Potter movie. You know, you're fucking deep into this thing. You're just like, you're like, fine. Or you look at something like shitty, like The Maze Runner, and one of those teen books where it gets into the middle one, and they're like, man, this movie sucks.
Maze Runner stuff is.
Yeah, but then you're like, no, I'm not even interested in the third one. That's kind of like what Fantastic Beasts did. The studio's not overly impressed with how it's performed. People aren't overly impressed. There's a couple of cool scenes. I actually thought Johnny Depp was good in the movie. It was like the first time I saw Johnny Depp in a while where I'm just like, I don't hate what he's doing. He wasn't over the top. I thought he was well cast.
He didn't necessarily fall directly back into what's his name?
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow. He didn't just drop himself right back into
So
that,
for that I was happy, but they introduced a lot of characters in this movie, and it was just for the sake of connecting it to Harry Potter, The whole, I'm not going to get into the plot because I don't want to spoil it for those 4 people out there that want to watch it, but the whole plot was just dumb. Like the whole thing. When I want to spoil it so bad, but I'm not going to. It was just dumb. It was dumb. You don't really. There's like no progress throughout the movie. Like the end of the movie, you're like, what was the point of any of this? Like it didn't really further the story at all. Like the meat of what the whole problem was. You don't even get any answers, and it was like it's almost like back to square one. It's just dumb. It was just dumb for me. It was dumb, and and that's coming from somebody that like. The first one was okay. I wasn't like blown away by it, but I didn't hate it. I was like, okay.
The first one was done well.
Yeah, it was like, okay, it was cool. You know, the characters were, it was intriguing. The beast part was cool. The big cat beast thing was funny. I liked that in the movie. But even like some of the old characters, like the big dude, that the comedic relief guy, I wasn't really into him as much as I was in the first one. Like his
well, that's because his comedic relief is one note.
Yeah.
So if you can't expand on
the girl that makes him stay in love, I just thought she was a little over the top this time, and it wasn't as funny or well done. And even the main character was just like, it just was.
Well, the focus of the movie wasn't even. Really
it wasn't even about them. It wasn't even really about them. But the thing is the focus didn't. It was more about Dumbledore and what's his face. And the thing is, we didn't even get. They were the best part of the movie. It was like shit. I want more of them. I want more of that story. I don't care about.
That's what you're gonna get in the next one.
So we think, right? So we think.
Well, that's what the whole movie was set up for, right? Or what it's setting up. If it doesn't, then the next movie is going to be even worse than this one.
I suppose, but it was like, even what they gave me in this one was just like, fuck this movie, man. I wasted 2+ hours of and it was long, dude. It was a long movie, and it felt long. It felt like a long-ass movie. I'm like, when the fuck is this movie going to end? And when it ends, there's even a climax. Like, the climax happens like 20 minutes before the ending, and then it just ends. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, they do the
I know what they do at the end.
They do the M Night.
Yes, they do the M Night, and you're like, the twist. I see.
But it wasn't even
really a twist. It was like, information for once. That tells us something.
They gave you 2 twists, and the first twist that shows up pretty much gives away the second twist. Yeah. So yeah, it was.
I hated it. I'm gonna be honest. I just fucking hated it. Go watch Creed 2.
So I didn't hate it, but I don't disagree. I don't disagree with pretty much everything you said. I just didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like.
Okay. I guess my question is for you is this.
Yeah.
You don't even really go to the movies often. So for you to go to a movie, it's either a movie that you really want to see, or you're going for your better half.
Yeah, I'm
right?
going for Gabs. Gabs wanted to see this movie.
I understand.
Well,
but the real question is when you're in there and you're watching it. So say okay, 2 questions.
Okay.
First one is say Gabs was not in the picture,
Yes.
right? And you've seen this movie now.
Yes.
And then next year,
Yes.
when the new one comes out, or 2 years, I don't know when the next one comes out.
Yes.
That comes out. Are you buying a ticket to go and watch this?
After having seen the second one?
Yes. Are you paying to go to the theater to go and watch this? Like, is this the movie that's like, we're not talking like,
okay,
because you don't go often.
Let me answer it this way. The only reason why I would see the follow up to this would be less because this movie impressed me and more because I just kind of I'm committed 2 movies deep, and now I feel like I just want the answers to the stupid questions that this second movie. It's not that I was so impressed.
Yeah,
with
but
the
are
movie.
you going to wait till Netflix, right? Are you just going to wait to are you going to go out and buy
I would
a
have
movie?
waited for Netflix for this one.
I know, but I'm saying for the third one.
Absolutely.
So you'll wait. You'll go out into the theater and spend the money to go and see the third one.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm saying I'd wait for Netflix.
Okay. Yes.
Because they're not. The movies aren't specifically these. The first
one was pretty theatrical. I mean, it warranted a good IMAX screening.
Yes.
The second one doesn't.
No.
The second one doesn't.
Well, the first one was much closer to in terms of how the movie is delivered, much closer to the traditional Harry Potter film experience, right? Mm-hmm. This second one was diverged from that pretty substantially.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one was, it was awkward because it was like they couldn't figure out who they wanted the real star of this movie to be. Mm-hmm. Like your attention was split in too many different ways. You didn't know. You didn't know that, and then you didn't know. I almost have to avoid spoilers. And so that really, I think that part by itself is probably the biggest issue the movie had.
And he didn't find they did too much fan service for Harry Potter fans, which is fine because it's a Harry Potter movie.
Yeah,
but I felt like they were just shoveling like, oh, you remember this place? Oh, look, there's a guy flying on a broom playing that fucking game you guys like. And it was just like a lot of things like, be happy. We're it's like,
Harry
bitch,
Potter.
just give me Harry Potter instead. Like, give me.
So that's what in the car ride on the way home when Gabs and I were talking about the movie and whatnot. My thing was that when after the first one, because the first one didn't do that much of what you're describing.
Mm-hmm. It was its own thing, and it was cool.
That's what that was what my biggest disappointment of this movie was, and more about why I'm disappointed about this trilogy or whatever this ends up being, is that I was excited about experiencing a totally different part of the universe. Mm-hmm. It might happen in a timeline that's there, and you can sprinkle some shit in to just give the fans an idea that while this is happening, you might remember that this might be happening over here.
Exactly.
We don't need to get ham-fisted with the shit and actually have characters make cameos.
Yeah, we were hand-fisted.
And now it's just not making cameos. Now the characters that we had from the first movies are legitimately taking over from the new characters as the point of focus.
Yes.
That's what disappointed me, because I actually like the main guy in this. I like how he portrays the character. I think he does, playing an awkward, kind of introverted, hyper.
He's like autistic.
Yes, and that's and if you ask JK, I bet you she'd say that's intentional.
But so is the bad guy. Right, or the confused dude. It's that's what also what annoyed me.
I don't think he's that. I think he's.
But he's very like.
I think that's more because of how. I think that's more because of how.
I know, like suppressed and shit he was, and like how depressed and like he
was mistreated. He has no idea what the fuck he is, and but he has no purpose, no nothing.
Their actions and stuff are just—it's almost like the yin and yang. It's almost like the opposites, and it's just annoying because it's like they're playing the same character, but one's pure and one's like
they're being contrasted.
Yes,
for sure. Yeah. And ironically, the guy, he's not the guy who's likely to ultimately fight the dude in the first place.
No,
but. This is how I look at that character, okay? For the reasons that you're saying that you don't like this character very much, the exact same reasons I think Kylo Ren is shit. If you put Adam Driver in the role of this guy that he's doing, they're playing almost the same fucking character. They're having the same crises in life. They give the same temper tantrum. The only difference is that we get a lightsaber cutting up a control room versus Credence going into the fuck you, I'm a human tornado and I'm going to fuck up everything around me and kill everything within a fucking kilometer. That's the only difference. They throw tantrums. They're both unsure of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to figure out who the fuck they are and go through this whole process, and their entire being of being pissed off and whatever is from that.
Mm-hmm.
And they both just that's their entire character. That's the depth of Kylo Ren. Is his tantrums.
I will respectively disagree wholeheartedly. I think Kylo Ren is probably the best villain in Star Wars besides Darth Vader, and I think he's very complex. I think there's a lot of great history behind him. I think not only Adam Driver is a fantastic actor.
I'm not discounting the actor of Adam Driver.
Listen, they're both angsty.
That's why I said if Adam Driver was playing this dude,
I just have to wholeheartedly disagree.
It's like the same character.
It's
How
not.
are they different?
I just think they're completely different characters. Adam Driver has an opinion. Adam Driver has a mission. Adam Driver he shows his emotions through words. He has a motive. Yes, he does.
He's mimicking somebody else's opinion.
He has a motive. He has purpose. This other guy is just confused. He just wants to know who he is. That's it. He doesn't ask why he is the way he is in terms of his powers or whatever. He doesn't ask. He doesn't ask anything. He doesn't even talk. He might have like 3 lines in the whole fucking movie. Like, who am I? Do you love me? Adam Driver is a much. Kylo Ren. If there is one thing that I love about the new Star Wars movies, it's Kylo Ren. Fuck Rey. And it's not like Rey is Kylo Ren. They both are asking similar questions. Who am I? But they're not both angsty or like not both autistic-like to the point where they're just playing the same. That's how I feel about the main character and the Fantastic Beasts and the antagonists or the bad guy, the good bad guy or whatever. He doesn't even know he's bad. He's just trying to find out. I think they're very different. I see what you're saying. I think their motive might be similar in terms of trying to figure out where. But Adam Driver knows who he is, right? He knows physically who his dad is. He knows those things. It's just his identity is from the dark side, but he feels.
And you don't think this character is going to end up in that exact same situation?
I'm saying
in
from
the third
what
movie?
we're given right now, they're 2 totally different characters. The only thing that's very similar to them is that they're angry. That's really about it. I think Adam Driver's character, Kylo Ren, is one of the most complex characters we've ever got in Star Wars ever, and we'll just have to disagree. We'll just have to agree to disagree, and that's fine.
And that's fine.
I just do.
The complexity of Star Wars characters isn't exactly a deep gene pool in that one to begin with, which is fine because that's not what Star Wars is about at all. The extended universe has more depth in it than the actual core universe does, which unfortunately most of that got axed in the Disney takeover. But the way I see it is Johnny Depp is like fucking Palpatine, and this other kid is fucking Anakin. It's the same shit. We just haven't seen it in third movie yet.
It pains me a little bit that you're even comparing this shit movie to even something like The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi shits on this movie fundamentally.
I'm not even,
but it's hard to even put the parallel that we're comparing fantastic fucking fuckcods to Star Wars.
I'm not comparing. I'm comparing the characterization of the two of them.
Okay.
I'm not saying that the movies are on the same playing field.
I know, but now we're getting into like Dumbledore and fucking.
And I'm saying
that
I'm not even comparing the actors. I'm just saying that at the core, we're seeing very similar characters and character development between the two. For God's sakes, Credence is even killing his own family just like fucking Kylo is. And Kylo had fucking Snoke, and this kid's got Johnny fucking Depp. And everyone's who's been their like mentor who knows they're kind of fucking with them, and they don't. When Kylo's conflicted and Credence is conflicted, and Credence turns into the fucking human tornado, and Kylo does, but his tornado's a lightsaber. He just starts killing people at random, and I got a big dick. Like that's Kylo Ren, and like there's.
But Kylo's evil. Like Kylo is.
But is Kylo really evil?
Yes, he is.
The entire crux of these movies, Star Wars movies, at this point has been the inner fight between him figuring out.
It's the good and dark side. That's the whole point of Star Wars. It's the inner battle. Luke went through it. Everybody goes through it.
Rey's not going through it
because she's just pure. We don't know too much about her. She's just on, and she is kind of going through it. She's having a connection with Kylo Ren. She doesn't know if she wants to work with him.
The dark
side.
side.
We don't know. We don't know. She is conflicted. She doesn't know if she loves the Jedis or if the Jedis are even a good thing. She is conflicted.
You don't think Kylo's going to do a redemption just like Anakin does at the end of the first trilogy?
I don't know. I have not watched Episode 9. Nobody
I would
has.
almost guarantee there's a redemption story.
Well, I mean,
for
it
him.
is what it is. I mean, you can look at any type of movie ever. There's any type of big. You could look at, the fucking Matrix. You could look at Lord of the Rings. You could look. There's always a good, a bad. Typically, the bad guy is look at somebody even like Loki. Is he bad? Is he good? Is he conflicted?
Loki's
his parents,
good.
He's angsty. He's an anti-hero. He's angsty. He's killing family members. He hates his brother. He's jealous.
But Kylo's not an anti-hero.
To a lot of people, he is. To a lot of people, Kylo Ren isn't fully bad.
Because he isn't.
No, he isn't. He's conflicted. He's conflicted.
Which is what
kind of like
saying.
what Loki is.
Yes.
Loki's conflicted.
But
this other dude, he's not really conflicted. He's just angry. He just wants to know who he is, and his anger is like just killing people with no thought at all. He's just looking for a person that is going to tell him who he is and put him under his wing, and that's the show. So you could look at any movie. I don't even know what the argument is really about at this point, but you could look at any movie, and it's usually somebody that is the bad guy is conflicted. It's not like a 90s horror or a 90s action movie where a bad guy is just bad for the sake of cartoony bad, but any real substance of story is somebody that's conflicted or somebody playing puppet in behind and he's like, oh, is he really my friend, but he's using me and blah blah blah, and then will he turn good or will he be bad? It's like that really for any movie to a degree. So once again, I think Kylo Ren and this character are two totally different characters with two really very different motives, and that's my point on it.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
I don't even remember what the point that I had originally made that we went off on that was going to lead to. But I just my biggest concern, my biggest drawback again is that I had hoped that the universe was going to stay, or this series in the universe was going to stay more separate from the original Harry Potter films.
I agree.
Because there was promise within the characters in the first film that would have been interesting, or at the very least different from the originals, and I didn't need, after 7 fucking movies and 7 books and whatever, I didn't need more of Harry and Hermione and Ron. I don't need that shit. I don't need more Dumbledore. I don't need more Snape. I don't need any of that shit. Just give me some. But J.K. wisely wrote a world, a universe that was fleshed out enough that she could afford to go over and write about different characters in that universe happening, and it would still be interesting to fans because it's still happening within the same universe, and to perhaps non-fans who maybe didn't resonate with any of the characters in the original cast, but these new characters coming up, all of a sudden now we have, characters that we can, actually identify with or give a fuck about, where we didn't before. And instead now, in the second movie, where the first movie wasn't so much fan service at all compared to the second movie comes in, and we're basically just pulling people.
Yeah, well, I think what it is now
out of everywhere.
I think what it is now is she was trying to continue this universe, which is totally fine. It's a huge universe, and there's millions and millions of fans that want more of this in any form. But I feel like she messed up a little bit. Quite a bit, and it's evident by this by the sales of these movie tickets and the reviews.
I'm not disagreeing that it was a bad movie. I didn't think.
Yeah.
I thought it was definitely the weakest Harry Potter movie that they've ever made
by far. But I don't think her choosing this type of world was the best one. I mean, to my knowledge, Fantastic Beasts was just a book that was in a Harry Potter movie that just was either mentioned or very, very quickly or something like that, and then she went and pulled whatever out of that and created this whole new story. I think what ultimately should have done is she should have either done a prequel to these to the characters that we loved in Harry Potter, and I'm not even a I haven't even watched all the Harry Potters. Like the last 3 of them, I just checked out. It's just too much. Which to some degree she is doing now, just about like Dumbledore and a couple of other characters get mentioned, like the Snake Girl or whatever. Who is
there's
Voldemort's
1, 2,
thing.
3.
Yeah, there's a few, but like, but ultimately, it would have been also great, I think, if it would have just continued after Harry Potter and just continued it with new kids or whatever, continued the story on beyond that. Ultimately, I didn't like the movie. A lot of people didn't like the movie.
Yep.
Is it a horrible movie? No. I mean,
It's just a horrible Harry Potter movie.
It's a horrible Harry Potter movie. It doesn't even feel like they got the din, 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 and you got a bunch of fucking weirdos throwing around wands,
which is the same thing that any like Star Wars. You hear the Star Wars theme shows up, and all of a sudden everyone's fucking hype.
Yes, yeah, and that's cool. Shit. I think honestly, what this J.K. Rowling chick needs to do is I think she needs to stop making movies, and I think they need to pipe down and they need to make a Harry Potter show. I think a TV series would be much better fit for Fantastic Beasts, where you can spend, because they're doing a lot of expedition and a lot of side characters and a lot of, if they want to dig into lore and they want to do huge fan service and really dive in to this world, I think a 10-episode season. And they can go wherever they want. They can talk about this book. They can jump around in different parts of this universe. They can meet old characters and they can tell these stories. And it doesn't need to, because there's nothing really theatric about this movie. It did not warrant an IMAX ticket. You can still allocate a fair amount of money into CGI and still make some cool looking beasts and some wand shit. I mean, there's TV shows out there now that are doing all kinds of crazy shit, and it looks way better than what.
It's the worst kind of filler movie.
Yes. Yeah,
it was like when Harry Potter did the part 1 and part 2 for the final movies of the part 1 was like, why did that movie even exist? Just merge the two. Just get rid of the filler, merge the two. This movie had a shitload of filler that was mostly fan service that ironically backfired, it's like you said, one of the most unfortunate part is that it didn't even leave a solid hook at the end, despite the fact that it's a lead-up movie.
The last one is going to do worse than this one.
I would imagine,
without a doubt, it's going to do worse because it's going to lose people.
They're going to have to do something crazy special.
They're literally, I could put money down. It's going to make less money. It's going to be less successful. It might be a better movie. They might learn from some of their mistakes, and I don't even know if they already have it filmed. I don't know if they filmed them back to back or not. It's very possible they do 2 and 3 back to back. But kind of like what Star Wars is doing, where they're easing off these movies and they're coming in with a bunch of TV shows that they're putting on this Disney channel. On this Disney paid service.
Yeah.
I think that's a great move for Star Wars, because they can dig into all the mythology and get in and tell these stories, because ultimately the nerds that love Harry Potter, the nerds that love Star Wars, they just want more Star Wars. That's all they want. But they want quality Star Wars. And if you're going to make them pay a big amount of money and wait a year or 2 years to go to the theater, and then it's lackluster, or you don't have enough time to tell the real stories or not answer the questions that the real nerds want to know. We want to know the intricacies of these characters. We want to see them go through this stuff. We don't just want a 2-hour experience and that's the show. I think Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling is not only is she not a great screenwriter, in my opinion, but I think she'd be great for TV. I think it would just be some really good television. I think the Harry Potter nerds would eat that shit up. They would eat that shit up. You give 10 episodes, 10 hours of Harry Potter, multiple seasons if you want. They're going to tune in. They're going to watch that shit. As long as it's good. That's it. They just want to get lost in it.
I mean, that's the challenge. Anything's good if it's good. That's the challenge. It has to be good.
But I mean, but TV now is giving theater quality shit. Almost everybody's doing it now. And it's working. Like, I can't really think of anything that
sure
isn't
lots
really working.
Of people have come to proposition Miss J.K. Rowling about doing a Harry Potter universe.
I think that's where it's going to go after this, because now that these movies aren't doing great, I think if she wants to continue to do this, it's probably going to go down to television,
Oh, it's
which
bound
isn't
to
a
happen,
bad thing.
because everyone's doing it,
Yes.
so it's inevitable. It's
Yes.
just a matter of in what package are we going to get it,
Yes.
and in what part of the universe are they going to
I would
explore.
enjoy that shit, man. I'd be like, you know what? I'm down for this. There's not these high expectations. I don't need to go and spend $40 in the movie theater. I'm down. If you want to give me 10 hours of Harry Potter so that I can actually fall in love with some characters and I can know more about them instead of these quick little shoehorns,
That would be a
I'm
big
down.
thing. That'd be a big thing for Netflix to pick up, because I don't think Harry Potter is a Disney property.
Well, it's at Disney World, right? So there's
is,
there's
but
some big
there's-
dude. There's no way if it would go on the Disney network. Whether Disney owns the rights to Harry Potter or not, which probably to some degree they do. I don't know for sure. I could guarantee it will go on the Disney service, 100%, without a doubt.
Whoever pays it is going to be paying a lot of money for it.
Oh yeah, well I mean,
Oh, it's going to be big.
Yeah.
Big money, for sure. But yeah. All right. Time for some tech support. Mr. Black, hit me up with the tech support. Let's see what we've got. Oh, Postal Panda. This is good because I'm hungry. What are your thoughts on poutine? And do you prefer to just eat it with gravy and cheese, or do you like to get fancy with it? Because that's a good question, because poutine's gotten crazy here in the last few years.
Yes.
Poutine used to mean literally it was just a poutine.
Fries, cheese, gravy.
Done.
That's the show.
Now it's you can put literally anything on top of a poutine, and they're still calling it a poutine, which is debatable.
Mm-hmm.
But what is your take on that?
You know, it's damn. You know, I do love me a pulled pork poutine if it's done well, like just poutine but with pulled pork on top.
That's complicated because the pulled pork has to also be good,
It has
and
to
it
be-
has to be able to be good with gravy.
Yes.
Which not all pulled pork goes well with gravy.
In fact, at the movie theater, I used to fuck with the pulled pork poutine because it was like a perfect mixture. And now they use some weird different sauce for their pulled pork, and it just ruins the whole consistency of it. I can't even order it anymore.
It's the
I
worst.
just hate it. You know, you got the Smokes Poutineery where you can just go and you can basically
Whatever
it's like
the fuck.
Subway for your poutine.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
put on chunks of chicken. You can turn it. You can put on you can turn it into like a taco and put like taco meat and
Anything
what
you
basically.
think of, pretty much.
I'm gonna as much as I enjoy a unique poutine once in a while. Nothing beats a standard poutine.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just, I'm a simple guy. I do like to venture out once in a while.
Sure.
It's okay to venture out. But ultimately, that's the show. It's kind of like eating a steak. You can, if it's a great steak, you can just eat it flat out.
By itself. No
you
sauce.
don't need no sauce, no
No.
ketchup, none of that fucking
No.
shit. But sometimes, the steak isn't as great, and
you just feel like
some sauce,
some
some
sauce.
H1 sauce or some
Yeah.
A1 sauce or some barbecue sauce or whatever. I don't know. And then you just fuck with it. And it's not that you hate it.
No.
Sometimes it's actually quite nice. Nice little break. But ultimately,
Oh, yeah.
it's all about the classic. It's like going to get sushi.
Yes.
Okay? It's the perfect example. Sometimes you just want salmon on rice, and that's the show. And sometimes you just want
You
sashimi.
just want some salmon.
You just want salmon. And ultimately, you can't go wrong with it. It's a classic. But sometimes you get fancy, you get like dragon rolls, and they put some weird mayo and shit on it. And it's like, you know what? Once in a while, out of the all-you-can-eat, sure.
'Cause it's not that it tastes bad,
No, it's
but-
just not. It's not it in its perfect form.
Exactly.
It's not the way it should be.
Absolutely.
And that's how I feel about poutine.
I agree. The only thing that I could think of that I could make a concession for, but mostly because any good brown gravy already includes some of it anyway, is a standard poutine with bacon.
I like bacon on my poutine.
And then stop there. Like as far as toppings go, you've maxed it out.
Yeah.
You're adding bacon to it, and that's it. Otherwise, don't even put the bacon in it.
Yeah, I don't even
Standard
I don't even need the bacon,
poutine,
honestly.
because the bacon changes the texture
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
It might take. Bacon's delicious. Let's be like, nobody's saying don't fucks with some bacon.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you don't want to mess with the consistency of whatever you're eating, and just a double fried French fry, hand cut russet potato. Don't fuck with any of this other bullshit people are giving you. Thick cut, not the shoestring.
No.
This is
Forget that.
some
Not McDonald's
shit.
fries. No.
Fuck all that.
Yeah, give me some thick fries.
Cut, like somebody cut it with a knife. Not even one of those presses. Like somebody had to take the time
Yes.
to cut that shit with a knife.
Yes.
Double fry it, one to par cook it, second one to crisp the outside. Then you get the best fucking brown gravy you can get. Not some half-assed brown gravy shit, but some honest-to-God good shit. If you're a restaurant, you've already got good brown gravy because you're making roasts and shit on the side, and you're using real shit to make it, not some fucked up
I'm so hungry right now,
premix bullshit.
I've had a bagel at Tim Hortons this morning.
Ugh.
That's what I'm riding on right now.
Oh, well, food's coming soon enough. We're talking it up right now.
Man, my mouth is watering.
And then you get cheese curds. Not shredded cheese, not cheddar, not any
Curds.
cheese curd.
I want the thick
and
curds.
it better come from fucking Montreal
Mm.
or Quebec, somewhere in the province. Because if it's not, you've already fucked up and it's not a poutine.
Well, it's not a poutine anymore. Now it's just fries with weird
If
cheese.
you can't take one of those cheese curds, rub it on your front tooth, and hear a squeak, it's not a poutine.
Yeah.
You're just having fries, cheese, and gravy.
Bro, back in the day, when I used to work at the theater, and at the theater at the time, it was New York fries. It was a New York fries. It was literally New York fries. It was in the theater. It was the only type of food you could order in there besides like popcorn and nachos. And this was when I was shacking up with Wayne, living in his walk-in closet like a G. And he was like a manager there.
Mm-hmm.
So, we may or may not have gotten some cheese curds and some gravy. Now, the New York fries gravy was powdered form.
Yes.
So you'd open up this big fucking silver bag, and it was just brown powder. And then you had to mix it with water,
to
and then it would get thick. So what we would do is we would go out, and we go to the grocery store, and we buy these big, thick McCain fries.
Yep.
And we would just put them all in the fucking fryer, fry them bitches up, and then we would just load it. The cheese curds at New York Fries was like fucking...
Oh, huge.
They were like, like size
enormous.
of your fucking testicle. And you'd put them on there, and then the gravy would be like thick as fuck. It would be like almost like paste. And we'd just like pour that shit all over it. And it would be so hot, the gravy would be bubbling, and it would just melt the cheese.
But you don't want the cheese curd to completely melt.
No.
You want
it was
just the outside.
like when you break it apart, the cheese would just be like.
It just.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like that cheesy crust that you get in
Yes.
pizza when you bite it and it just opens like that's. Man, we used to live on poutines.
Oh yeah.
We used to live on poutines, and it would taste just like New York fries, man.
Oh my God.
Tastes just like New York
Make
fries.
the magic happen. So there you go, Postal. All right, what else do we got here?
I would fuck with a poutine right now.
Coincidentally, this is close. It's still food. This comes in from Neil. Shoutouts to Neil.
Thanks.
What is your eat until you can't eat anymore
Sushi.
meal?
That's easy.
Okay,
Sushi.
which you're probably gonna be the same answer here. Also, if different, what have you eaten past the point of regret, and just how much did you get past that point?
Sushi. Listen. Okay, I know people are probably tired of hearing me saying sushi. I'll go with something else. Oh man.
Well, you went past the point of regret with Dad's pancakes.
Well, but that was like that was like a one-off. But if there's a food, I think what he's asking, if there's a food that I just kind of overindulge in,
Yeah,
where
it's
I'm
hard
just
to
like,
stop.
yeah, if I'm just eating it, I just keep fucking going until it's gone. No matter how much of there is, it's definitely sushi because I go to all you can eat sushi, right? So, I'll eat like 6 rolls, and I'll be stuffed, and sometimes I'll be full and there's still a roll left, and I'm like, well, it's
not going to eat itself,
right? So it's the point where like you do a burp and you're like, fuck, I can
just
eat
made
another
some
piece.
Room? Yeah,
now I can eat another piece. You're not really making room.
No,
you're just
fooling yourself.
You're just fooling yourself, right? It's psychological. And then you get out of it, and then I'm in a fucking coma. I kind of do the same thing with chips. If there's say Kayla comes home with a bag of chips, right? And it's been bad lately because Kayla's pregnant as fuck.
So you're getting all the junk food forever.
She's just, she's got an excuse. She can just
I'm
fucking
bad with
eat.
chips
She
too.
can just fucking eat and eat and eat. And it's like, she gains weight. It's like, I'm fucking pregnant. Deal with it, right? So I don't care, right? I don't, do your thing. But Nent's in front of me, right? And she's not just buying a regular big bag. She'll buy like the jumbo fucking bag at Costco.
The Costco party size.
Dude, like we'll open up a salt and vinegar. It's one of those one of the not even it's the good chips too. The kettle ones. The kettle cooked.
Sea salt.
Sea salt.
Vinegar.
That's it. Dude, that is the vice of all vices in this household. You go to our pantry right now, that shit is in there. And when the bag gets opened, like
that scent wafts towards you,
man, and I'll grab a handful and I'll eat it, and then I'm like, I kind of had enough, you know.
But you just go in again.
But I'll have another handful, and then Kayla's eating it, and then we both have to agree. So it's like it's this agreement where we're both, have you had enough?
Yeah, we gotta stop.
And she'll ask me like, do you want any more? And I know that's her way of saying, please say yes, so the chips go
close
away.
The bag. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. I'll grab another handful. Next thing you know, the bag is gone.
Yeah.
The whole bag is
gone. Which is impressive because salt and vinegar, your mouth usually tells you when it's had enough.
Yes. But no, I can't. It's this specific. It's the specific kind. It's so good. And then I regret all of it. Like at the end of it, I'm like, fuck, I just ate like a whole fucking bag of chips.
Like 1,000 calories worth of chips.
Yes. Not including the salt. Bad, dude.
I get bad for chips too, for sure.
Yes.
My as far as chips go, it's sweet chili heat Doritos. I will eat until the end of time. And then I will literally, it's so much corn that I'm so fucking backed up the next day that I have to have like the most painful shit in the world.
Been there.
And then that same night
you'll go and you'll eat
I'll
more.
go and I'll eat more fucking sweet chili heat Doritos.
Yep.
I can't stop.
They're delicious.
They're so good.
That's like I do the same thing with beef jerky, and we're talking like just the gas station beef jerky
salt.
with you know the bags that you open up and you always see it everywhere.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Fuck, man, that shit is so good, man, and it's so salty. My mouth is watering right now. It's so salty, and I when I go there and I buy it now, I just buy the little 100 calorie bags.
Yeah.
Because I know if I buy like the fucking big size, I'll eat the whole thing in one. And it's not like it takes you a long time.
No.
Because you could take the whole bag out, and it's just a handful. It's just a handful of beef jerky.
There's nothing to it.
But in there is like 5 cans of salt.
Yes.
And just like death.
Yeah.
But
it's a heart attack.
Good, but it's so good. And if there was a tub of it, I could eat the whole tub.
The thing outside of those chips that I eat until I'm uncomfortable and I can't stop myself is Mom's potato salad and Mom's chocolate cake. And they usually go hand
chocolate
in hand.
Cake is good. Potato salad into chocolate cake.
Yeah, there's usually one that goes into the other. So it's like summertime. We're celebrating like Dad and my cousin Ben's birthday. It's a barbecue, so it's my favorite meal. I'm having burger, sausage / hot dog situation. Mom's potato salad.
That's a coma.
A beer.
That's a coma.
And then dump into a fucking piece of her chocolate cake. And nobody at the table has room. Ben's the worst for it. Ben one year actually projectile vomited because he didn't stop. He ate 2 pieces of cake after he ate all that shit.
Bad life choice.
He said, he was like, Aunt Janice, I need another piece of cake. She goes out and cuts another piece. And they're not small pieces of cake. Come back and he just crushed it. He doesn't even breathe. Just gone. Doesn't choose twice, swallow. And then after a while, I'm looking at him and I'm going,
it's not going to be good, bud.
He's turning green. And then he disappeared for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Came back a new man.
Mm-hmm.
But that shit, I can't stop. I can't not. It's too fucking good.
It's good.
So those are the 3 things. Mom's potato salad, Mom's chocolate cake, sweet chili heat Doritos until I fucking die.
Yeah, the other vice that I get, and sometimes I do this shit randomly. Boston pizza. No joke. I get these, especially when I go on a diet. Like when I'm like, all right, Jeff, you're going cold turkey.
Which never works out well if you go cold turkey.
No, it's like you're going cold turkey. You're gonna run on the treadmill 5 to 7 kilometers a day.
Yes.
You're gonna fucking shred 10 pounds in like 5 days.
Let's go.
You're gonna feel great, but then you're gonna have these ultimate cravings.
Yes.
And what I do is I get these fucking cravings. I go to Boston Pizza, and I'll go by myself, and it's late. It's like, it'll be like midnight.
Oh, sure.
It'll be like
They're
fucking
open till 1.
Yeah, it'll be like midnight, and I'm like, fuck, man, I gotta get it. And I go to Boston Pizza. I go in the sports bar. The girl comes over. What can I get you? I'm like, I want the big brownie. Like they have
brownie and ice cream.
The brownie and ice cream. I don't want any caramel because I don't like caramel. Just all chocolate. Chocolate sauce on top. And she's like, you want the single size or the biggest?
Big.
I want the big. I didn't come here for fucking single. This stupid.
Do you know what time it is right now? You think I'm driving out here at 1 in the morning for this shit?
You're fucking your tip up so hard right now. Get me the goddamn biggest brownie you got.
Give me 2 of them.
Get me, dude. I did that once. I did 2 orders
What?
once. I did 2 orders once.
And you came out alive?
I came out alive. And dude, I'm telling you, there's something about warm brownies with vanilla ice cream
Dude,
that's
it's
just
incredible.
fucking absolutely
unbelievable. It's a religious experience.
Oh man.
Especially if it's like a crispy outside brownie and then just gooey inside.
Take the spoon and just right through it. It's like it's hard at the start and you go and it just melts in there.
Sinks to the bottom.
Just get a little piece of vanilla ice cream in there and just shove it in your mouth. God damn, man. And I'm not even a sweets guy. Like I'm not.
No.
I don't really like cake. I'm not a huge like. I'm into chocolate cake. I like ice cream cake. I like apple pie, and I like warm brownies. That's the show. I hate cheesecake. I hate icing. I hate like a lot of the stuff. But there's just certain things, man. When I got a craving for it, like I don't give a fuck. I gotta get it, and I'll overindulge. I'll eat all of it. I'll eat all of it. And it's that food that if you're with your woman and she's like, "Can I get a bite?" Like, fuck off. Order your own goddamn brownie. Like that's what it's like.
You get defensive.
Yeah,
with
it's
it.
like no, you can't have any of
this shit.
Order if you wanted it. Why don't you order some?
Yeah,
like that's not for you. Oh, would you like 2 spoons? No, I don't want 2 spoons. I want one. I want a big fucking spoon
for me.
For me,
only me.
It's mine. That's how I feel.
That's a good choice. I like that choice. I got last one coming in from Shady Fridge, fresh on the Patreon hype.
Shady
said, "Hey guys, I finally joined the Patreon bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, as you both have such a special close friendship, has there ever been a time where either of you got so mad at the other that it had the potential to end the friendship? If yes, what was it?" I don't think so.
I don't think there's ever been.
I don't think there's ever been a
time where I'm ready to end the friendship. There's been times where I've been very mad with Adam, and probably vice versa.
Yeah, that's pretty normal for a friend because you tend to spend a lot of time with the better the friend you have, usually the more time you spend.
Yeah,
and like, it's like don't live with your best friend because you're gonna want to kill each other.
Yes,
like. The thing about friends is that you tend to end up being friends with people that you might share a lot of the same opinions with, but you're still very different fucking people.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can... The nice thing about friends is, it's like having grandchildren. You don't have to raise them.
No.
You just get to enjoy them.
That's right.
When you want to enjoy them. And it's the same with friends.
Yes.
You get to, 98% of the time, enjoy your friends only when both of you want to actually spend time in the other person's company.
That's right.
But sometimes, when you don't have a choice, then shit goes tits up. You're spending too much time.
Shit goes tits up sometimes.
And then just like in a relationship, all of a sudden you're starting to notice all the little shit.
Yeah, it's like, fuck off. Like, stop fucking doing that. Like, why are you fucking pushing my buttons, dude? Like,
why
get
are you
off
gonna
my
be
back.
like that?
Why are you doing that shit?
It happens.
I only remember, and I don't even remember what it was about, but I remember one time I was ready to punch you in the face. I was ready to, I was ready to fight you, and I think I even told you, like, let's fucking fight. Like, and this was years ago.
Was this
was in your house. At your mom's.
Okay.
We were teenagers. I don't even remember how old we were. Might have been like 16 years old.
I mean, if that was the case, then we were like, at most, you were 16 then.
Yeah. We were definitely teenagers.
Yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't even then. I don't remember. It might have been even when we were doing LAGTV and we were a little older. And I don't remember. I don't recall what we were fighting about. I have no idea.
I don't remember any.
But I remember you were sitting. I remember this. You were sitting in your computer chair, and I was sitting on the sofa, and I was so fucking mad with you about something, and I don't remember what it was. And it was the first time, like I was like legitimately, I got up and I said, "Fuck you!" Like get up, bitch. I remember saying like, "Get up and like let's fucking go." Like I'll fight you. And you're like, "No, dude." You're like, and then you told me to like get out the house, right? Because I was yelling, like I was fucking really mad.
Yeah.
And like, of course, your parents were probably like, "What the fuck is going on downstairs?"
Going downstairs, yeah.
But it didn't last long. Like I was really fucking mad.
How do I not remember that?
And then you were just like, "Chill the fuck out, dude." Like you basically just told me to fucking chill. And then like 5 minutes later, we were fine. But I don't even remember what it was about. But I know it happened. I don't remember what it was about, but it was the only time I was ever so mad at you. I was ready to throw down. where I was like, this is fucking, I don't know what you were doing. I was probably over something stupid.
I'm sitting in a computer. I'm trying to think of, like, if I'm sitting in my computer chair, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah. That was the only time. I mean, I've been mad with you, and you've probably been mad at me. Like, we've argued over shit all the time. But never to the point where it was, like, ready to, like, I was like, ready to, like, end a friendship or just throw down.
I don't remember. I remember one time that maybe this is the same instance.
Might have been.
But Jesus, that was a long time ago.
Oh, it was definitely a long time ago. Was it? It was a bare minimum, like 8 years ago. But
it was more than 8 years. I think we were forgetting how 8 years is.
I suppose, yeah.
I mean, I'm out of university, so it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, yeah.
This is before.
So it might have been like 15 years ago.
So the thing I'm thinking of is definitely before university.
Yeah, I don't.
So there was like one time. Yeah, no, there's one time, and it's similar to what you're saying, but different. So I remember I was sitting in my computer chair. We were talking about something. You weren't on the couch, though. You were leaning on my dresser drawer. And I don't remember what the topic was, but it was something that it wasn't something that I was doing. It was something that I wasn't doing.
Oh, okay.
Or didn't do.
I don't know.
And you were particularly annoyed at that, and you wouldn't let it go. You were so pissed off. Whatever, I don't know what the fuck it could have possibly been.
Yeah.
But you were very upset about it. And yeah, we got in each other's face, and that was the only time Mom ever came downstairs. She opened the door after hearing all the ruckus, asked if everything was cool, and Mom walking in the room and saying that was the only thing that after that, then everything just went back to normal.
Yeah, it might have been the same thing. It might have been the same thing, because I do remember yelling, like, and I remember like I was fucking really I hadn't ever really been that mad at anybody. Like,
what the
there's
fuck
like
could that possibly have been?
And I don't remember. Like it's pretty fucking rare for me to be ready to throw down with anybody. Like, it's rare. But I was really fucking mad, and we've always pushed each other's buttons at times.
Sure.
So, but it never really came to be like, dude, fuck off. Like, get out of but I don't remember.
Possibly.
Probably something over something stupid.
Probably, especially if we were 16 years old.
Yeah,
at the time. Probably something really stupid.
Fucking stupid, right? Probably something fucking stupid.
But yeah, that was the closest it was.
Closest. And it probably really wasn't even all that close. Like,
And it apparently all it took was Mom showing up and going, "What's going on down here?" Nothing. And then ended. So whatever, it couldn't have been that important.
No.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
So that's now I just want to know what the fuck it was.
I don't remember. That's why it wasn't that
Obviously,
important.
it couldn't have been that important. But I don't think I was like that with any friends. I don't think I ever, with any of my friends, got to that point.
No.
Because there was never anything
we're not really aggressive people.
We weren't really aggressive people.
At least in terms of fighting. Like,
no.
Sure, I've been mad at friends or like stopped talking to people, but never to the point like
no.
ready to throw down.
That's wild. I need a time machine. I need to be a fly on the wall and figure out what the fuck the conversation was about.
Something stupid, man.
I guess we do one more. See if there's anything like short and sweet here. All right, let's go with this one. Will asks, "Who's the weird member of your family you try to avoid?" And this is topical because in the States right now it's Thanksgiving, and lots of people are playing the I need to drive for 15 hours to go cook a turkey and spend huge amounts of time with people that I might not want to see, and so I've got to play this off for the next day or so.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you've actively tried to avoid, or something along those lines?
It's funny enough because I'm having all my family over this weekend.
Right, this weekend, yeah.
I don't know if that's on Saturday or Sunday.
Saturday.
Okay, yeah. We're having like a big baby shower. Man, I don't really know. The funny thing is, there's nobody like overly weird in my family that I ever try to avoid. There are a couple of out there people in my family for sure. But those are the people that I don't see often, and so when I'm with them, it's actually more funny than anything. Like me and my cousins will laugh at how like outlandish they are, or like how
because you don't have to put up with
I don't have to put up with it all the time.
Yeah,
if I live with that person or I had to see them on a regular basis, I'd be like, fuck no. Like I'd actively avoid
Yes, of
trying to
course.
see them.
Yeah.
But I only see those, and there's maybe 2 of them in my family.
Mm.
And I only see them like once every couple years
Yeah.
if I'm lucky. So, and none of them are coming over this Saturday, you know. So yeah, that's it. There's nobody that I try to actively avoid. And if there was, I'd tell you, but there just isn't. Those weird people are fun. They're like comedic relief, right?
Yeah, I don't think I have anyone in mind in the family that I see anyway.
Yeah.
Even once in a while. The closest I've got to that is when we go down to the homestead, which is what I call my grandmother's place because I never say where it actually is. Obviously a lot of the people in the area are technically family. It's just how far removed are they at the time. And most the problem that I have is that all of them know who I am because everyone knew my family and my grandparents and my father. And so by proxy, they know that I exist.
That's right.
And they've maybe seen me as I've grown up.
And the next time you see it, like, whoa, Adam!
Hey, go, Adam!
You've grown like a beanstalk!
Oh, my goodness! The last time I saw you, you were this tall! Whatever. And then, and that's awkward as fuck, because they all know me. I don't remember their names. I don't fucking know, like, nothing.
You want to know what's funny about that? Is now that I'm turning 32
Yes.
in a couple of months.
Yes.
It's fucking madness,
Brace
right?
for that one.
The older I get now,
Yeah.
so I have cousins that have kids,
Right.
and they've had kids now for, you know, some of the kids are like 8 years old,
Yeah.
like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember when those kids were born, and we just had a family get together not too long ago, and my grandfather's 80th birthday. And a lot of family flew in from Victoria, where the vast majority of my dad's side lives. And I hadn't seen these kids, like
Since-
my cousin's kids,
Yeah.
since they were basically born.
So you were that guy.
So I was that fucking guy where I'm going, holy shit.
The last time I saw you.
Yeah, like, you're a little man now. Like, my God, you look just like your mother. The last time I saw you, you were the size of my hand. You know?
So now you're that guy.
I'm that fucking guy now,
Yeah,
and you don't
yeah.
even notice it.
No, of course not.
Because it's the truth. Like, you haven't seen them forever, and it's like, it's crazy what time when you see somebody that's young and you see them grow and like how much they change.
Of
You're
course.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, I even see my sister. Like, my sister, she
Yeah.
moved out of province for years, and now she's back home, and I see her, and I'm just like, you're a fucking grown ass woman.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm 10 years older than my sister.
Yeah.
You know, and so I go, like, where did the fucking time go? Like, I remember being your age
Yes.
and going through some of the things that you're going through. It just makes you feel really old.
Of course it does.
And then you're like, you really look at the person, you're like, it's a fucking grown ass woman. It's like, Jesus, where the fuck?
Yeah, it's tough, but the shitty part about that is, like, for me anyways, is because they knew my grandparents so well, my father, whatever, so well, and it usually happens like if I'm going out for a walk and I don't have mom or dad with me. If mom or dad are with me, they take the brunt of the conversation. I get like that 10 seconds of awkward introduction time,
Yep.
and then it's just adults. You know, I'm an adult, obviously, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Adults
yeah.
talking amongst adults.
The elders.
The elders are talking, and then we're off on our way. But it's me. I'll be walking, and every now and then people will be in a car driving back from like the beach or some shit. And we're walking, you know, Gab's can attest to this. We'll be walking over to the beach or something, and they will stop the car, roll down the window, and be like, Adam Morehouse? Is that you? And my brain immediately goes, oh,
No, fuck.
and I start jogging about, like, who is this person? Who is this person? What is it? Look at the license plate. Where is it from? Who could it possibly be? What is there anyone in the car that I recognize? Do they have an animal with them? What the fuck? I'm just trying, piecing, like, I'm like the Da Vinci Code, trying to come up with who the fuck this person is. And eventually it just devolves into,
Hey, how are you? How are you? It's been a minute. How's that thing?
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah. How you doing? How's the family? And then, like, I'll start asking them line of questions.
Yeah.
which is really just small talk.
You're trying
but
to figure out
also,
who the fuck they are.
Who in the hell are you?
Yeah.
I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
But I'm too nice to want to say, look, I'm sorry.
I have no idea.
I don't know
you
who
are.
the fuck you are.
See, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I mean, black families are huge families. And so when somebody's like, Jeffrey! Jeffrey, is that you, Miles' son? Is that you? Shit, Nick. Right? I'm like, whoa. Right? And like, don't you remember me? I'm like, listen.
Not really.
I'm going to be honest with you.
No.
No. I don't. You'd be like, yeah, I'm Antoine's son. Like, shit, okay, all right. That's pretty much, that's the way I don't even give a shit.
Yeah, so that's so not in the immediate family that I have to avoid. Like if we're getting together for Thanksgiving or something, it's not like I have like a weird uncle or something that I'm trying to avoid. Nothing like that. Just the extra extended family.
Yes,
is where that comes into play.
Jeff's gonna need a shelf for baby books soon. We have a shelf, and Kayla's mom dug out of the attic or some shit all of her baby books.
Oh,
so Kayla's just
fancy.
Yeah,
and you're probably going to get a bunch more.
Probably
on
at the baby shower.
Yeah,
and yeah, I even think Kayla even made an online catalog, and I think there's books in that too.
No,
there's not.
There were 178 items on that list.
Is she
on? In case you needed to know.
I didn't even look. She just sent it to me today. She's like, when you do your stream, if you want to give the catalog to people, they can buy stuff.
I think 3 of them were $300.
She's got high hopes.
I was like, I'll go on the registry and get some ideas. I looked, I was like, what the fuck? There's everything short of a car. I was like, holy shit. Jesus.
178 items? The fuck?
Yeah, I was scrolling. I was like, this list just keeps going.
Dude, I have been so disconnected with everything that there has to be do with this kid that because psychologically, like I'm already dealing with enough.
This kid's still 3 years away.
In my mind right now, and it's every week that goes by and Kayla's belly gets a half an inch wider.
Yeah.
It's slowly, the reality is slow. Like I just pulled the trigger for all the baby furniture, which cost me like $1,500.
I had the list up still.
Oh fuck. And that's the first thing that I bought, and I got to replace all the carpet. So next week I got to go and order carpet for the baby's room, and and my parents came over and just painted the room. But now it's getting to the point where I can no longer ignore the fact that this kid is going to be in my life in 2.5 months.
Yeah, it is.
And so it's starting to become a reality now. Like I think, I filled my wife up and she got pregnant.
Yeah.
And then for the last like 7 months, 6.5 months, it hasn't, like in my mind I'm going, I'm having a kid. But it hasn't fully registered yet that there's going to be another person breathing in this house and it's going to be a crying baby. And now it's every day that goes by, the reality of it is starting to dawn on me even more and more and more more and more. And I think that this Saturday when all the family's over and we're getting diapers and fucking cute baby outfits and
then
shit,
it's gonna dawn
then it's
on
just
you.
going to be like, you know what? It's over, Jeff. It's over. It's over. Your life will be changed forever. I'm excited, but I am... My body is not even fully ready yet. It's just not even ready.
All right, I'm sorting these items right now. There are 172.
Holy Jesus.
87 of which were available online. A lot of them weren't available in store, so we couldn't just go over to Babies R Us or whatever and pick them up, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But there's three things. Okay, so there is a Greco pack and play quick connect portable bouncer, whatever the fuck that is. That's $300. There's a Greco.
If anybody out there wants to buy us a $300, what is that?
Whatever the fuck a portable.
Can I filter by most
is.
expensive?
Yeah, you can go to price high to low. There's a premium table to table fold 7-in-1 high chair for $300, and then there's a Lancino smart pump double electric breast pump for $300.
$300 for a breast pump?
Not just
Gucci?
a double breast pump.
Oh my goodness.
There's also a Dreams cradle and swing for $209. So there's a few expensive items on the list. There's some stuff in here that's a little more reasonable, like there's actually
there's like some $10 stuff, $4 soothers.
Yeah, there's stuff
Okay.
like that.
All right.
There's some reasonable. There's like baby wipes and stuff. But when I was like scrolling looking for stuff and I saw that, I was like, oh my god,
Oh my goodness.
we're going deep.
Holy shit.
We're going deep.
Yeah, that's been my life now. And
I was just impressed she actually found 172 items to put on the registry.
it doesn't even surprise me, dude. It doesn't surprise me.
I don't think if I could sit down and try and think of 172 things to buy for a baby, that I could come up physically with 172 things to buy for a baby.
It's probably a really weird feeling for a woman because you've got this thing growing in you, and now it's
which is a weird feeling to begin with.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird now because
not comfortable.
If you look at her belly, you can see her shirt like moving and shit.
Of course,
like, this
because
kid
there's
is
a baby in there
around.
moving around.
And I'm kind of weirded out by it. So like, I'm not the type of guy that's like,
let me feel the kick.
Yeah, like let me talk to the babe. Let me put my head. Oh, I just can't wait. I just can't because it's weird. Because to me it's weird. I don't know. Maybe there's other dads out there. I don't know if anybody in the comment section can relate to this, but like sex is like it's rare now.
Yes.
We're not having a lot of sex, and it's by choice.
It can sometimes get to that point where it's like it's weird.
Yeah, it got to the point where it's like when Belly's touching me and I'm hearing and feeling things.
Yep.
It's fucking weird.
Yep.
It's not that I'm not attracted to my wife.
No.
It's weird.
A little strange.
It's and for Kayla now, she's become obsessed with this kid. So it's and rightfully so. It's growing in her, and I'm sure that there's probably hormones and weird things that are going on in her body. That there's like
it's
a
an
connection.
Understandable obsession.
There's a connection that I just am
never gonna have.
I'm just not ever gonna have, and I respect that. So it does not surprise me that there's 170 something. The other day she goes, I was looking at a bunch of videos of women giving birth. Have you done that? And I was like, no, actually I haven't done it. And she's talking about the fiery.
No, I haven't.
She's talking about the fiery ring of hell or some shit.
Yeah,
where like the baby's head comes out the vagina and it feels like there's a ring of fire on your vagina.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I don't need to know any of this. I don't like,
you're passing a stone and it's going to be a ring of fire, but that's just
man. It's weird, man. It's fucking weird, boys and gals out there.
You know when that happens, what you could do if you just wanted to make a throwback joke just to make sure your wife hated you for the rest of your life? When the baby's crowning,
yes,
and it's the Ring of Fire, just throw on the Johnny Cash song.
The Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire.
You can just dance in front of her.
Man, I would die in there. She would kill me.
Instagram that shit.
Oh. Fucking baby's head coming. Meh. So I'm interested to see two things. Is my baby going to have hair, right?
And how much?
Yes. And how dark is my baby going to be?
Probably
very light-skinned.
Like it's
to the point where I question my wife, like, whoa. Where's the color?
Because you're already pretty light to begin with. And you don't even have, like, your nose isn't even that broad.
No.
So
I have my mom's nose.
You have your mom's nose.
Yeah.
So
my sister has my dad's. Like, she's got the black nose.
Yeah.
Right?
And your sister's darker than you, too.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
So, like, depending on, if the girls in your family end up leaning closer to your black side, but you're having a boy, maybe, shit.
I might just make a white baby. Is that what you're trying to say?
Look like Logic.
Oh, yeah. I'd rather... I'd rather.
Oh, his hair's still pretty like nappy though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little nappy. It is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna love the baby either way.
Obviously, but it's a question you ask yourself.
I definitely.
It's like, how dark is this baby gonna be?
I hope that my baby isn't white because I don't. Here's my thing. I don't want my kid to have to deal with other kids about being white because the kid's gonna have black in my kid, right?
Yeah,
so on paper is gonna be a minority.
Yes.
But I don't want him because it's gonna be he. I don't want him to feel weirded out by I look white, but am I really black, right? It'd be nice to have...
Which at some point down the
line
the black
kids,
is going to happen.
I know, and the black kids will say, well, you're a really light-skinned... You're not really black. You can't say you're black. Shit, I heard that, and I'm half black,
Chris
right?
Brown.
Yeah, right? So if I just hope my child has a little, like, enough so that when you look at him,
You can still tell.
you're like, okay, he's black.
Yeah.
Right? But, hey, who knows? Who knows? He might just be fucking like you.
It
Like,
could
he
be
might
a
come along
positive.
like
It could be
fucking Adam.
positive. He might get some low-key white privilege.
There's that.
Without them asking or looking too deep into it.
That's true.
He might catch some fire in school, but when he gets out to the real world and he's looking for jobs,
He
and
might
shit,
have the white privilege with the black dick.
That's right.
Right? The
Black-
best of
the black-
both worlds.
Exactly.
Shit.
That's just like that Freaky Friday song with Lil Dicky and,
That's
and
right.
Chris Brown.
That's right.
I look at my dick in the light. It's my dream dick. He's driving that Ferrari. And
It's
he's
my
light,
dream dick.
and I'm light skinned black.
That's right.
That's
So I highly doubt that he'll be as dark as me.
yeah.
But it'd be nice if he's just a little lighter. And you know what?
He's got a 24-hour tan.
Little tan babies, like little brown kid. Like, we're not talking like purple babies.
No.
Or like whatever. Like, so black is purple. It's a black thing.
We're not talking. I
You
know
know,
what you mean.
Because
but I was
really
like-
dark-skinned babies, they can be cute, but they're
babies
often
can come out a little purple to begin with.
Yes.
But, yeah.
But I'm talking about like babies that there's like a hint of black.
Yeah.
They're just the cutest fucking babies. And listen, I'm not even attracted to black females.
Yeah.
Like listen, I know a beautiful, like, I'm not saying black people can't be beautiful by any means.
But
There's
you're just
tons
not
of-
attracted.
I'm just not attracted to
Yeah.
the, but babies, like black, like little hints
Adorable.
of, oh my God. I think they're the cutest. They beat any other baby in terms of cuteness, in my opinion. I mean, I'm biased. I'm black. But,
I'm gonna be real. Most just straight up white babies ugly as fuck. The majority of them.
I find a lot of them look like grandparents. Like they're like
they
babies.
They look like
got-
people that have been paying taxes for 40 years.
they come out angry.
They come out just pissed off
Come
about
out
the world.
angry. There are some cute white babies.
There
though.
are,
but I
absolutely.
find like little light skinned babies with little froze, like little tiny fucking like
got a little bit going on.
little curls. Man, I hope. One can only hope.
Yep.
So we'll see.
There you go. We're
We'll see.
gonna find out. I'm sure you're gonna know within 72 hours of the baby being out just how black this baby is gonna be. Mm-hmm. I actually like it. I'll say this: one of the gifts that we did get, because we got a couple of different gifts.
Oh,
is a book.
Okay.
But when I was standing, I had this moment, right? I'm standing in chapters in the kids section, right, for this book, and I'm looking through all these books, and I'm going, I'm buying a book for a black kid, but there ain't a fucking book here with a black kid on it.
None. Nah.
There ain't one.
Nope.
They're not even like a secondary character. They're not even coming up the rear. They're not an extra in the background buying ice cream in a truck. They're nowhere. And I was going, it didn't stop me from buying the book I went in there for, because I knew which book I wanted. But while I was there, I had the experience of looking around going, damn.
But you know what? That's the white man. That's the white man making sure we ain't reading. They're scared. They're nervous. We better not educate them.
They're holding you
They're
down.
holding us down. This
a
depression's
young
real.
age.
Yeah. From birth.
From birth.
You in chapters? Ha! You in the wrong store.
It was so hard. Like, some of them you do. Like, you see them and like, some authors have always been that way, and then you can also tell which kids' books are like they came out last year because they're making like this super concerted effort. Like, even Santa Claus is starting to get black. Like, they're getting that far with it.
Santa Claus has been in the sun.
He's been in the sun. He spent a lot of time down south on the off season, and he's come back a little tan.
And he's not quite male. He's gender neutral.
Yeah, if you were drunk enough, you might be Asian. Like, we're getting so there's. You can tell, but there are some authors that have always been that way and inclusive, but the vast majority, and it must just be, I mean, there has to be a reason for it, mostly, but probably because the authors are mostly white to begin with, so they're from experience, but it's probably also, it's got to be market-driven, like, is nobody buying minority?
I think it's probably two things. Number one is probably a lot of African American parents are just not going
Buying
to buy
books.
books. And it's going to sound racist.
I'm glad you said that.
But
I was thinking about saying
I
that,
know,
but I'm happy you
but,
said
hey,
it.
I'm black, so I can say
You
it.
can say it.
It's usually, and of course there are exceptions, and this is a very broad brush, but I think ultimately probably not a lot of minority parents are reading books for their kids or buying books for their kids.
Yeah.
And it's probably just because they haven't been brought up on books themselves.
Themselves,
like,
yeah.
I wasn't brought up on books.
Yeah, of course.
And I didn't even think about buying my kid books. Kayla is the one that said, I got books. Maybe it's a white thing. you know, or just not an African American thing.
Yeah.
Do the books exist? I'm sure they do, and I'm sure, but you probably have to buy them on specialty sites. So probably like, you know, African American type specialty things, kind of like.
But you
know,
also buy all of your baby stuff as specialty African American.
Yeah,
like,
it's. I'm sure I'm going to see this a lot as a black parent, where buying black dolls, watching, you know, black kid shows. I'm probably going to notice the lack of. More now than
even
ever.
Though your
right?
kid isn't going to care.
No, kid isn't going to give a shit.
Just like you didn't give a shit.
I don't.
Your
And I still really don't give a shit.
And honestly, what's on TV now versus when we grew up is way more diverse.
Oh my God, yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
it's way different.
Oh, for sure. Like if there's a kid show on now of a bunch of kids playing, there's usually one Asian and one black kid for sure.
It's the UN everywhere you go.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah,
got to spread it out a bit. So yeah, it's much different. So,
and good news, my kid might be so white that we might not need to buy any black stuff regardless.
It's entirely possible.
The kid might look at this and go, "Daddy,
that's not me.
What the fuck is this?" You know? Well, it's like me, son. Your dad's a black. Come on.
Well, the good news is you golf, so you're going to he's white already.
Yep.
So he's going to get that you know, nobody's going to look at him weird when he steps onto the golf course.
That's right. Yep.
He's got a lot.
I like to swim, so he'll swim.
There you go.
You know,
things that most other black people just aren't doing.
No. I mean, he won't be playing hockey. Probably not.
Probably.
I'm not a hockey
you never
guy.
know. It's hard to say. Like, it really depends on the friends at school determine a lot.
That's true.
As what they come home and go, Dad, I want to do because this person is doing that thing.
Yes. And I'm going to force my kid to play a sport, and I'm going to force my kid to play an instrument until they're old enough to make the decision not to. So
just as a skill to have.
Yes. So it's like, you know, you can play piano.
But it's not
you
even
can
like
play,
a skill that you.
whatever.
It's not necessarily that you want to play for the rest of your life.
No.
But there's like there's like
I think there's a learning thing with that too. I think
there is
like you know,
and there's a disciplinary thing and an exposure thing.
Yes.
Sometimes kids need to be kind of not forced but nudged in a certain directions just to try things.
Yeah.
If you let your kid be really complacent and not ever really try things.
Yep.
Then it can become a problem in itself.
Yes.
It's not that you want to take them away from their passions that they actually love, but you still want to expose them to as much as you possibly can.
It doesn't hurt them. It's not like it's like slave labor. They're going to hopefully enjoy the process, and that's great.
Yeah.
And
and like me, don't give your kid choices with braces. Like my parents did.
No.
Don't be that guy.
I'm on my second round of braces now.
Yeah, Mom and Dad looked at me in the chair on the dentist and said, "Do you want them?" And the dentist was like, "You need them," and I said, "Nope," because I think your
parents were low key hoping you'd say no, so they don't have to fork out thousands of dollars.
Well, no, Dad's government employee. We pay like a goose egg.
Oh well, then I would have been like, "Guess what,
You're
Adam? You're getting fucking braces.
Yeah,
deal with it, right?" And also, my kid will be vaccinated. For all those out there that are salty,
twice.
He is going to be vaccinated ASAP. The biggest hurdle that I'm gonna face, and thank God, and ironically enough that I say this, my wife isn't religious,
right?
And I'm not.
Yes.
But my biggest problem is my family. My mom, my dad are already assuming that I'm gonna be like baptizing my kid, right? And those sort of things, right? So that's going to be our biggest hurdle with that. Kayla's parents, to my knowledge, are not religious.
You know, from my perspective, as somebody who grew up in a religious, about as close to a religious house you could possibly get. Right?
Oh yeah,
Mom's minister, for God's sake.
Oh, your family almost converted me, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
But not even they could do it.
So here's the thing: if I look back at how I was brought up, or just taken to church, or just brought up in that. The core thing is, like, and then eventually, even my mom, when I went to her and said, I don't want to go to church anymore, even my mom, who's a minister, said, okay, it's your choice now. But they're just like the instruments and shit. Notwithstanding taking them into some, like,
I know,
wild church.
Yeah.
You take
like a Sunday school.
You take your kid into church and you get values there.
You get free daycare
that are useful and free daycare. Like you get shit. Like there's more. I think there's more upside than downside at a young age of getting kids into that environment, and then having them decide in later years whether that's their thing or not. And then that's it. What the worst case scenario is? They're like, that was some wacky shit. I don't give a fuck about it. But they might get the
Oh, there's definitely a lot of benefits in it.
The
I even think as an adult, there's a lot of benefits from going to church
sure.
in terms of community and togetherness
just
and
take
whatever.
him to a Black Baptist
But
church.
well, that's the thing. So for me, I don't even know, and it's a discussion that I'm gonna have to have with Kayla, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But the biggest thing is like, it's okay. You know what? Do I let Dad take my son, whose name's gonna be Kai? Do I let Kai go to church with my old man every Sunday? So maybe that's like a thing that Dad wants to do, is take his grandson to church or whatever. Or do I just hold out, but allow him to know about religion and not talk ill about it by any means, because I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And then see kind of if they're curious, like when they get old enough, like if they're like 6, 7 years old, and they're like, Dad, why are we saying grace? Well, this is what Dad believes in, and I respect Dad, so I do it with him. And it's like, do you want to go to church? Do you want to see what Dad, and then let my son go from there. Absolutely. I think that's because for me, it's like, just because my beliefs, I don't want to push that on my son. There are some ideologies that of course I'm gonna put on my boy.
Everyone has a set of core values,
of course,
that they hold close enough that they want their child to hold, because
I think I think a kid needs direction, period.
Yes,
to some degree. But I think in terms of sexuality or religion, if they feel the way they feel, then I think they have the right to be able to go and experiment and figure themselves out. And it's not up to me, unless I feel like it's a bad thing. Like if they're like, yo, I want to go to a Scientology place, I'm like, stay the fuck away from there. Which then again, somebody could go, well, what's the difference between Scientology and Christianity? Then it's a never ending debate. But that's where my ideologies come into play. And I'm like, listen,
I mean, there's some parents that say, go crazy and go, smoking cigarettes is fine.
Yes,
it's whatever.
So that's gonna be my that's probably gonna be my biggest challenge.
Is deciding how much autonomy and when to give your kid autonomy versus when to make decisions for your child in what you can only consider to be their best interest, which is entirely subjective based on whoever. I mean, what kind of parenting, whatever parenting path that you take. So. And then every parent has the struggle of when you let your kids finally start making their own decisions in certain areas.
And that's it too. I feel like as a parent, which I'll figure this out as I go, because there's no real blue book, but there's going to come a time where certain ages you're going to have to put your foot down and really show your kid sort of the way you think and raise them that way. But then there comes a point where there's a certain age where you got to allow them to challenge what you believe in, or let them decide ultimately, what they want.
Exactly,
I mean, because growing up, it's like, listen, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do this. But then it comes a certain age where you go, well, listen, maybe they should make their own decision now. Maybe they can figure this out on their own, or they're old enough. But I think that just boils down to the maturity level of your kid, the parenting that you've done up to that point, the other people that are around them, and so on and so forth. So, anyway.
Here's the biggest question, though.
Yeah.
Are you snipping your poor kid, or you're not snipping your kid? How Jewish on a scale of 1 to 10 is your kid going to be?
I don't know. I haven't even thought of that either. That's how much of disconnected I am with
you don't have much time on that one.
I know. That's something I'll have to talk to Kayla about. I mean, there's benefits. There's benefits to it not being snipped, and then there's I don't even think there are benefits to it.
I was going to say,
I don't think there are any benefits of being circumcised.
I
think all the benefits come from being uncircumcised.
Yeah, the only real benefits,
it's like cosmetically,
was
I think, right?
Many, many years ago, like our father's era, when they were doing it, it was for a couple reasons. There was an understanding that it was cleaner and less chance of some shit going wrong.
Yes.
Which was eventually proven to be complete bullshit.
Yeah.
And there were more downsides.
Oh, there's definitely more downsides
than there were upsides.
Yes.
To it, where the only real downsides happen if you can't teach your son eventually how to properly fucking maintain hygiene.
Yes.
That's the only downside.
Yeah.
Which at that point you have bigger problems.
Yes, because you failed as a father.
Because you failed as a father to teach your kid
how to scrub his penis.
Yes, exactly.
And keep it clean.
Which is a relatively important task.
Yes.
One way or the other. So,
I'm going to be honest. I would say there's a 95% chance.
Yeah.
He will not get snipped.
Yeah.
There's like a 95% chance. But who knows? If Kayla's like, I want my boy snipped, and that's still, I'm not going to fight over it.
No.
But ultimately, hey, it's how he's born.
Yep.
It's only giving positive benefits, and that's really, I can't really think of another reason why I would ever want to chop my son's skin off.
It's fucking crazy. I know, like, the craziest argument about it is the kid won't even remember it. That's still fucked up.
It's fucked
like,
up.
That's fucked up, dude.
It's fucked up, dude.
Like, really? Like, just, no.
Just thinking about that.
You're not going to do it when you're an adult, and if you do, that is a bad time.
Dude, I knew one guy.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
And how salty was that one guy?
I'll say his name, because it's a very popular name.
Okay.
Ahmed. So Ahmed got it done when he was it high school?
No.
I think it was high school. I think he was in grade 11 or 12.
Are you serious?
And he got it done.
No fucking way.
And he got it done because he was tired of looking at his. Apparently, what he told me was he had a substantial amount of foreskin.
Okay.
And I guess he didn't dive into exactly his insecurities about it, but he was definitely insecure about it.
Okay.
Definitely being that time where you're with
watching
women,
a little too much porn.
You're watching porn. and so yeah, he got it done. And I remember when he's like, I'm getting it snipped. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, how old are you? And then he ends up getting it done. He was in agony for a while.
Time. Yeah.
Like, guys, I'm telling you, his penis was bleeding for like a while.
I want you to just think about how many nerves are down there in that area.
Oh, he said it was extremely painful.
Yeah.
And it was painful for a long. He said he didn't regret it because after a while he was more confident and, because he's got his helmet on. But
Hallie has like a legitimate fear. I'm pretty sure that if you just showed him pictures of foreskin, he'd die.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody so averse to the idea in my life. It's the hill he'll die on.
Well, I mean, even in most porn that I watch, most
porn that
I've seen, most porn that I've seen is that they're not even circumcised.
They're not cut anymore. No.
Yeah, like
they used to be.
Once they're erect, it looks like a non-circumcised penis to begin with. So it's like, if it's cosmetically, it's like whatever. But so the more I'm talking about it, the answer is no.
Yeah. It's a hard pass.
It's a hard pass.
It's a hard pass for me. If I have a boy, I can tell you right now, I don't even have to think about it. There's not even going to be a question.
Yeah, it's just no.
It's no.
Yeah.
It's hard no. Yeah. The hardest of no's.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Well, what a way to end it. Talking about
my unborn son's circumcision.
Why not?
Fucking Christ.
It's why the people are here. This is what they pay us for.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Yeah.
Really? So who wants to hear about video game news? Bring on the circumcision.
Bring on the circumcision. So this Saturday, guys, if you're interested, I'll be streaming. We're going to play some retro games. I'm going to have my friends over, my cousins. Basically, the adults are going to be upstairs, even though we're adults, but the elders. The elders will be upstairs.
The elders.
and the cousins and the youngins will be down here. We'll hook up some retro, and if you want to spend $300 on a breast pump, I'm sure my wife will be happy.
Oh my God.
And my wallet will be happy as well.
Holy shit.
Because I sure as fuck am not buying a $300
You know what's a great breast pump?
What?
Your child's mouth.
Yes. Yes, and my wife has not started lactating yet.
Okay.
And when she does, I will be sure to update everybody on what it tastes like. Oh, fuck yes. Oh, my God, yes, dude. I've been sucking on them titties more now than I have ever in my entire life because they're so big now. I'm not used to my wife having tits.
It's true.
So my lips are all over those titties. And I'm trying to sneak out some milk here, and nothing's coming out yet. Nothing.
You
so
look
the moment
like Jim
it does,
Carrey in fucking Me, Myself, and Irene.
Mama. Yeah. I do it all the time, and she hates it. She hates it. She fucking smacks me every time.
I can see you doing that shit.
Mama. And she's like, don't fucking do that. So I will be tasting that. Hell, and you know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it cold, and I'm gonna heat it up like the baby will.
Gonna make some hot chocolate with it?
Yes. And I'm gonna see. Because if it tastes good, that's 2 less gallons of milk I'm going to have to buy each month.
Sweet Lord in heaven.
I don't even like milk to begin with.
It's true.
So you never know. Titty milk, I've had other friends that have tried it. I've got a couple friends that are like, no, never done it, never will. Like Wayne is like, fuck no.
No, I'm not.
But then I've got other boys that are like, yeah, dude, it's actually not bad. It's a little sour, but it's not bad.
Hot chocolate titty milk.
Why not? You know what? I'll take a hot chocolate, and Kayla, don't bother adding milk. Put some titty cream in there, please. Just give me 2 squirts of titty cream.
No shot of vanilla at Tim
And you know
Hortons.
what? Hey, you know what? If you're not feeling up to pumping right now, whatever you have in the fridge from the pump earlier,
that's fine.
From Kai's, his dinner that's coming up, just put in a little teaspoon of that in my hot chocolate.
Give it a little go.
I'll be a happy man.
Oh my God.
I'm going for it.
Titty butter.
That's a better way to end it. That's a better way to end the cast right there. Instead of foreskin, titty milk.
There you go. Titty milk coming to a store near you in California. If there's a California left next week. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and listening to whatever the fuck this cast is. I don't know what it is. It was a lot of screaming. It was a lot of weird shit. And then we ended up with circumcision and titty milk. I mean, really, if this isn't a reason to go over to patreon.com/LAGTV, I don't know what is. If this doesn't convince you to join in whatever the hell this madness is, there are some podcasts out there with guys just talking about boring shit, we're out here working the game.
Dude.
We're talking about your unborn child's circumcision.
Dude.
How much more entertainment value?
Artifact on blast.
We
today.
did.
On fucking
Crazy
blast. Bro. People are probably gonna share that blast.
Probably not.
No, probably not. Absolutely not.
It's not gonna happen.
A couple thousand people that listen
Same
to this podcast.
2,000 people every time.
Actually, every time it's probably with 3 or 4 less.
Yeah, just getting lower and lower.
Eventually, it's all ogre.
Yep. There's your challenge. Go spread this podcast. Get some more people involved. We'll see you guys next week for some more titty milk. Until then, that's the wrong music. Until then, peace.